Good evening and welcome to the Darkmom Consortium for November the 17th, 2020. I'm Mom, and he's Darkthorn. Maybe he's Darkthorn. Maybe he's not.
Maybe
I know
he
he...
is.
Yes, he is. There he is. Hi.
I was waiting here.
I know you were, but you and I get to chatting when I'm doing the intro, and it's easier just to get the intro and then switch over to Discord.
What intro? I don't have an intro anymore.
I have an intro still. What happened to yours?
Don't share it with me.
I did share it with
I lost
you.
It when I reformatted.
Oh, that's right. Right. My bad. Anyway, I got the new one hopefully coming out, right after Thanksgiving. Though I suppose we could go do some pretty shots of ships today.
Yeah, we can take some pretty ship shots. I had an idea, but
Yes.
I will need your help with recording and putting it together.
Sure, no problems. No problem, she says. I'll just quit my day job and do all the fun stuff. How's that?
The fact is I kind of need little short files of like going around a character and going around their ship.
Yeah, with demo record, once you've got the person in the right place, you can then basically dislocate the camera and make it do what you want. So you just have to have enough stuff first. Always a challenge.
Yeah, because my thought was, and I'll give spoilers here.
Spoilers.
We have a picture of the character. We do kind of like a TV series. We have a picture of the ship or something, or a video of the ship, and we have like in there merged with it a little video of the character.
Well, I've already got Twitch problems today. This is not
kind of like your starring thing.
Okay, say that again.
Yeah.
Twitch is already being twitchy. I can't believe this.
Yeah, it disconnected me.
Yeah. What the heck is going on with Twitch?
Screen's got to reload because how that goes. No. And it won't reload. What did you do?
I broke it. I broke the Twitch.
Yep. Your browser encountered an error while decoding the video.
That's not good. Ooh, now I got a server not responding on top of everything else.
No.
That's definitely not good.
Yeah.
Well, that came back.
There was a network error.
Ooh, that's not good. Yep, there's a network error. I'll be right back. My phone is just ringing like crazy.
And now it's working. Hopefully we can hear me. I don't know. What did you do? Anyway, you're online, Mom, and people are donating. Sava's donated 30,000. Pi has donated 50,000.
Yeah, I just got a text from Pi going, we're not going to make it. We're at 56% and we got only 15 days left. We're at 58% Pi, and we have 15 days left. 14 days left. Hey, well, there's still a chance that we won't make it.
We can always extend the deadline.
No, we can't. No. Where's the challenge if we get to start extending the gosh darn deadlines? Then they're not deadlines.
Then they're dead. Anyway, how is our wonderful audience tonight?
Well, I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Mm-hmm. You're the peanut gallery, so.
Yes. Yeah. When did When did I last restart my PC? This morning? I try and turn it off at night when I go to bed now. Though I'm terrified that it won't turn on like it did Monday. But now they pay for my own electricity. Everything gets turned off.
Now that it's fixed, it should. If it comes up once, it should keep going up. And yeah, Pi says he can just extend it.
When did I reboot my PC? I mean, completely start it this morning.
Yeah.
And I did a complete reboot yesterday from scratch. That's when all of my problems started. I'm blaming the patch for all these issues. The Windows patch, not the game patch. So, Windows did an update this weekend, and everything's just been since then.
I did my update.
Hey, I haven't done the event today on this tune or on this account, so I need to do that today. I totally got my 20-hour plan screwed up by work in real life and making dinner on my lunch break today and stuff like that.
Making dinner on your lunch?
Yes.
Does that mean you make your breakfast during your dinner?
I usually skip my breakfast, but it's
But it's the most important meal of the day.
Yeah, I'm not a breakfast person. That's really weird. Twitch is getting twitchy again, isn't it? It's showing a SNR from 5 minutes ago.
No, that's notification on there. All you do is just click that, expand it, read it, then close it back up.
No, I mean on the game it's showing an SNR.
Oh.
Which I don't have
I'm
in the
not
game.
having an SNR. It must be your end, and you're kind of robot a little bit on my mic.
Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah. She might have broken, ladies and gentlemen, which would mean that I have to take over the stream and people can donate again.
You can take over the stream. I'm good with that. I'll just go work on other stuff after I do the event. No, it looks like it's Twitch that's getting effed up here. Maybe I should get my other computer to run the Twitch. That might actually be a good idea. See if that helps it, rather than putting the strain on this one here.
But wouldn't you need a capture card?
No, I'm doing the Twitch on one channel just so I can monitor it. I don't need Twitch on this computer. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I just use the Twitch so I can see what people are saying. Let's see if this will reach. Oh, this.
I look at it in Streamlabs when I have it up.
I suppose I could do that. Boy, that's gonna be a reach. It's great. I've got one computer on one side, my headset wrapped around my chair at the moment, my other computer behind me, my other computer on the ground, my other computer on the ground. So yeah, it puts a little bit of strain on the system. Okay, fine. I will turn that off and I'll just watch it in Streamlabs. So there, there. Let me just move that over to here. See if that helps at all. All right. Ooh, no, we are dropping frames like crazy today.
Which is more a connection issue than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Well, most of this
Which might mean you have to reboot your modem and things like that.
I did that on Monday also. Just very frustrating. I think, despite Frost's suggestion, where I got a doodad to help extend the range, it's just not helping that much, and I might have to move back into the other room and just hardwire the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Let's see how this goes.
Get a really long cable, just tape it down to done.
Yeah, from there to here, it's almost 30 feet. So
the guy cable's that long, it's easy enough.
I understand that.
I got like a...
Fine, I'll add it to my list of things to do. This is why we have Amazon.
Yeah, I gotta. No, don't worry. I still have to get like technically for the tower itself, I need 4 more parts. Only one's cheap. Doesn't it always turn out that way?
This is just amazing.
And
Did I just lose you? Oh, I was going to say for a second there, I thought I lost you too.
and then after that, after that will come kind of little bonus stuff like to make it really nice looking. But yeah.
Well, would you like to join me for a little TFO? The event?
Sure. Are we doing Fed, KDF?
I can go either way. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I can use a few more marks on my KDF. That would be a lot easier to run it on my Fed.
Well, Pi, I think the general problem is moving into the second room. I was having issues originally with it in here. Moved everything into the main room. Issues pretty much disappeared. Moved it back in here. Issues have come back. I think that it simply can't reach very effectively into this one room.
Could just be the walls are just drowning it out.
Mm-hmm.
And the walls come tumbling.
So first things first, I will grab a 30-foot cable and see if I can just string it in here, which will look ever so elegant. But see if that solves the problem. And
let me check something while you're doing this, and
we'll go from there. Well, it hasn't given me a funky notice here for the last minute, so maybe it's getting better. Nope, it just did it again. Man, dropped frame rate's phenomenal today.
yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, I hate to move back in the other room. It's so cold out there. And of course, where is
Can you do me a favor?
Maybe.
On Skype, so
Yes.
we don't reveal anything.
Mm-hmm.
I need a zip code from you.
From me, sure.
Yeah. I'm going to look up a couple things while we're talking here.
Go.
Thank you.
Actually, I could also just get an extension of the coax and put the modem in here. Then I just have to run the coax cable to here.
Yeah.
That might
Still the
help.
same problem. Still the same problem, but yeah.
Yeah, but then I won't necessarily have to hook it up directly. I probably have 60 feet of
True.
coax at the house.
True. But wire connections tend to be better, but that's...
Oh, I could do both tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just more stuff to do tomorrow. It annoys me when I can't present a quality stream. And again, let's see how weird Twitch is being in general. Let's see here. Twitch has been having problems today since 3:09 p.m. EST. Yeah,
Oh, fun.
so it's not just us. Yeah, we're not the only ones.
Okay. They do at your local Walmart have 14, 25, and
Oh,
apparently up to 75 foot.
okay.
Ethernet
In that case,
cable.
I gave you the wrong email. Let me give you, sorry, the wrong zip code. That's my home zip code. This is where I am now. My bad. My bad.
Try to do somebody a favor.
Oh, that was nice of you. And when I realized what you were doing, I was giving you my mailing zip code, not my home zip code.
I will reset that one now.
I will be very mad if it's my ISP, because I spend a freaking ton of money to get internet out here.
And they have 14 and 25 at your local one.
Okay, that's right down the street, so 25 should do it.
Yeah, 25-foot Cat 6, 797, up to 1 gigabyte per second. So that should work for you, worst case.
Hopefully, yep. Just have to figure out how to run it. It's, of course, in the center of the wall on the far side, so if that's where the computer is, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so comfortable in here now that I've got everything set up. I hate to move it all back in there.
That's why I'm trying to find you options too.
I appreciate that so much.
And I'm going to check Best Buy Wyatt. Because I figured they got to have something near you too.
You would think. I can't remember seeing a Best Buy out here. I'm sure there is one. Well, actually, I have a husband pie, and I have about 200 feet of Cat 6 at the house.
West Carmel, Michigan Avenue.
Michigan
Road,
Avenue.
I should say. Michigan Road, really, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the main street down for me. West Carmel is... Actually, it gives me an excuse to go eat good shawarma. There's a great shawarma place there.
I've never had shawarma.
You've had
Something
gyros,
good.
right? Have you
Not
had?
in a long time.
Okay, well, the two are similar. Shawarma's yummy.
Okay. So, yeah, they do have one, and then they have a 50-foot there.
If I did 50 foot, I could
I
run
know.
all the way around the edges, which wouldn't look as bad as running across the middle of the room.
Or 100-foot if you needed the extra length. So,
I
yeah.
don't think I need 100 feet.
So,
50
yeah,
feet should do it.
and you can pick it up today if you wanted.
It's not the best neighborhood after 10 o'clock.
I know. Well,
So we won't do that one.
Actually, probably on the being pick up tomorrow by the time we're done.
Yeah, no, I will go get that tomorrow. And where was that we were discussing? Was that Walmart or Best Buy?
Best Buy. Is
Best Buy.
this last one with the 50-foot? Walmart has it has 25. 50 will give you more room to make it prettier
Yes.
or hide it better.
Well, if I can run this until I get home in a week or so, I'll have my hubs make me a custom one. I think we still have a huge reel of the stuff sitting in the garage. Wow, the drop rate is incredible. I apologize, folks. Not that there's anything I can do about it for the moment.
Not much anybody can do about it yet. Like, okay, I'm on KDF. I will join you for this and try
Yeah.
to survive.
You said KDF?
Yep.
Okay, hang on. I don't think I'm on
Because
KDF.
I need to get a little bit more of my Iconian marks. I think everything else is
Okay.
pretty close to done.
Let's see, KDF, who wants to go out there? Oh, Kathsa will go out. There she is. Why would you put chili on shawarma? I've never had chili on shawarma. Usually when I get shawarma, I get purple cabbage, pickles. Pickles are amazingly good on shawarma. And garlic and tahini, which is really weird but really good. Hi, Musin, how are you?
Like I said, I've never had shawarma, which is
Shawarma-
so.
Well,
And it's not like it's not like I'm in a place where that's really an option.
yeah, really. I have to say I don't know what sumac tastes like. It may be a something that's in it and it's one of those unique flavors and you don't really realize that's what it is, but I'm not conscious of having that. All right, I'm going to send you an invitation here. Hold on.
All right.
Lots and lots of stuff there.
Yep.
And Jada.
But I do
Inviting to
think-
team.
Okay, I do think though that the Ethernet cable, I'm like, oh, wireless, nah, wire the connection up. That
Yeah, well, it's for you guys, so it's really important that we do it right.
Yeah.
No problem.
It's
I can take care of
for
that tomorrow.
it's for our audience.
Alrighty, I will take care of that. Wow, Pi, you guys do love your shawarma there. Well, I will come and eat shawarma there. All right, let's see if we can do this here. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Wee woo?
Wee woo.
Wee woo.
A wee woo.
Wee
A
woo.
woo for the wee.
I still haven't done the Nimbus dance contest on this tune either.
Oh,
Shawarma? It's shawarma? I didn't know that. I thought it was shawarma.
that's what I heard from the. That's what I heard from the Avenger thing. It's a shawarma place.
Yeah, it's a shawarma place.
House Loci has a fleet in orbit of one sweep.
I hear somebody's doing a raid. Hey, Paragon! Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing?
This Paragon, the Duffman.
On Marcus, raiding. Hey, hey. Hi, guys. How are you guys doing? It's raid! Hey, as long as it's not a panty raid, we're good. Or does that date me way too old? Too far back, rather.
No. Not politically correct anymore, but
What?
sure,
Men don't
it's
wear
still out
panties? Hi, Jack Wonder. How are you? Yep, on Marcus, let the doggos out. There was a part of me thinking I was only going to be home for 3 days before I had to go back to Chicago. So I thought, you know what, bring the doggos back with me. And my husband said, you know, that's probably not a good idea.
going to beta.
I'll go down to Gamma.
Watch out! The defense satellites are targeting us! It is a car. Come. May you find death before dishonor!
Thank you, Jam 9000, for the contribution to Mom's public humiliation.
You realize she is just. You realize you're just making this worse for yourself. You make it so people want to donate to this now.
Of course, because you're next.
Destroy the infiltrator!
You are next.
Permanently!
I'm even making threats now.
Mm-hmm. You bet.
Don't you have to get pie too?
Yeah, I'll get pie. And your little dog Toto.
Oh, don't let me get the little dog out.
Oh, my little dog weighs 50-some pounds.
You see
Yeah,
our little.
Duffy agrees.
That's our little dog.
DT's next. Yes, collect your latinum. Sometimes when I'm at work here, crunching numbers, entering stuff into the computer, I'll be watching MST3K or Riftrax, and I look down to realize I've got like 50,000 of their points accumulated just from mindlessly watching their stuff.
Yeah, got like a ton of points on Grumpy's stream. I didn't realize it.
Yeah, I've got more there than I thought too. Alpha looks a little bit weak there. Oh, jeez. 220,000 points. Which streamer is that?
So be glad he doesn't have 220,000 here. Or imagine how it would go for you then.
He still can only spend 2,000 at a time. And some of us, unlike you, try and do it in one stream, not 33 of them. Legion of Myth. Ah.
Ow, shots fired there.
Stuffy.
Welcome, welcome.
How's it going?
Or should we just go Norm?
So what should we make DT do when he's next? I mean, I have my ideas. He should do Rick Rollin', but...
Hey, I'll do that now. Get out of the way.
Fine, we'll have to find something really embarrassing for you.
This is kind of the problem. It's hard to embarrass me.
We can work at
True.
it.
I can second this. This is true.
Those who know me know it's like I embrace this stuff. I did points in like the Mark Connery voice at one point, so you can get some like, "There's no strangers to love."
The enemy is on the move.
Opus Live is Life? I don't know that one.
Hey, my only restriction has got to be it's got to be something that I can conceivably do. So if somebody's like, "Oh, he's got to sing the diva dance," I can't do that. I don't have the voice for that. Slow it down.
So probably making you stand on your head for like an hour is probably out of the question too. Then.
Probably so. That would-
Okay.
He just turned his camera upside down. We'd never know.
Yeah.
No, because the starships behind him would give him away.
He'd turn them upside down. He's not that stupid.
I put a virtual screen up or something.
Oops.
Here comes another. These prisoners are bold, stupid, but
Bold and stupid prisoners. There they are.
People in large groups.
Hey, hey.
What did you say?
Story of your life, huh?
Never underestimate the power of stupid people in large groups.
Yeah, so true.
two more transports just broken. Don't let them escape.
Okay, where are the stupid transports? Come on, transports. There you are.
Yeah, I'm-
It's almost 300,000, Mom.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's getting there. I will practice my singing. I should do that when I'm at home, though. Hopefully this will all happen while I'm at home, because then my dogs will help sing.
I don't think that is in
They can
Klingon.
sing on Klingon. They do a great Targ. They'll sing in Targ.
Well, I don't think a Targ is Klingon, though.
Targs are Klingon.
Okay, whatever you say, crazy lady.
Well, what else would they be if not Klingon?
It is true. From their own culture, they are treated as other Klingons. Well, they are often hunted and... Hey,
Are you tired today?
I've been ill all day today.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is a bad month for me. Got lots of bad things happening this
Oh,
month.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do not let them get away.
oh, you're stuck.
Well, almost every vet I know has problems with at least 1 month out of the year, and this is mine.
That kind of makes sense. November can be a really hard month for a lot of people.
What ship is that?
Which one?
Kelvin Timeline D4 Pilot Bird of Pride.
That sounds
It
good.
flaps.
Yeah.
It flaps like its wings go up and down?
Yep.
Hmm.
It's kind of weird.
Okay, DT can sing I Touch Myself by the Divinals.
By the Divinals.
Yeah, the Divinals.
So
You know
I'm
it.
watching.
I love myself.
I'm watching
I want
season
you to
3.
love me.
Wow. I don't want you to love me. Sorry. What the heck is going on?
I don't know what's going on.
With what?
My screen wasn't responding for some reason.
Oh, if you're watching Twitch, Twitch is just sucky tonight.
Yeah.
No, I'm in the game doing
okay.
Best Served Cold.
Absolutely.
So are we.
Oh, Pi, I think you're going to be doing the big butts one.
Yeah.
Hold on, didn't we do that at the karaoke thing?
Now that you brought it up, I think that's your. I think that one's yours, there, Pi.
Yeah. I think Polly's got himself on that one. And you have to do it in Romulan.
Oh god, that one's tough.
Mom will
would be tough.
translate. That would be. I don't think there is a Romulan language fully.
I don't know if you can find butts on in Romulan, but the rest of it shouldn't be a problem.
I don't think there's actually a full, unlike Klingon, I don't think anybody's fully done a Romulan language.
I
No,
don't
there
think
is
so
a
either.
full Romulan.
Is there?
language. Oh yeah, there's like I found this webpage that has 240,000 words.
Really? Wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Pi, you're on, Sir Mix-a-Lot.
But
Baby
like
got
I said, I don't
back.
think there's anything there for butts because they don't do a lot of like personal inflections in the language.
Yeah, but
Sure.
they have to have anatomy.
Yeah, I don't. That's it. Is I didn't really concentrate on it, so I don't know what's there. But one of the sometime soon, I'll like have to grab it and send it to you or whatever. But
The
that's
question
what I
then
did in the
becomes, can
story.
anybody pronounce Romulan?
Oh, Romulan's
Yeah,
easy.
I did a poem. I did that poem in the story that I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
That's Romulan poetry. That's Romulan.
But I mean, do we know the proper pronunciations?
Who's going to tell you you're wrong?
The fashion police.
Oh, Romulan!
I'll take my chances with the Romulan. Tell me
Touch
I'm wrong.
our spies.
My son was studying
might show
Latin
up.
when he was growing up, and I kept giving him grief about, well, how do you know you're saying it right? Everybody who spoke it is
then-
dead.
It's a dead language.
Well, yeah. He didn't have a good answer for that one.
I don't like that particular argument because I think that if Latin is a dead language, then why is like half of our scientific lexicon Latin?
Well, I'm not saying it's a dead language. I'm saying the people who used it, who could tell you that you are pronouncing it correctly or incorrectly, are dead. So we are working on certain assumptions, but we all know about consonantal shift over years means that we don't know how something was pronounced 400 years ago, let alone 2000.
See, I have a problem with that too, and my biggest problem is the Anglican Church
Mhm.
and the Catholic Church.
Yes.
Both spoke strictly in Latin until the 1800s.
Yes, but words still get pronounced differently with time.
Well, that's every language, though.
Yes, that's what I mean. It's every language. So we make certain
Yeah.
assumptions about how things are pronounced, and that just becomes tradition, but even that will shift with time.
That's true. You're right.
I happen to live in a house, but 400 years ago, if I lived in England, I lived in a husse.
Yep. I had this, somebody was doing the super feminazi thing about without man, I'm sorry, that everything about women and females and all that other stuff is all patriarchally ascended.
Mm-hmm.
And had an actual linguist come on and say how none of that is
It's true, yeah.
It has nothing to do with with a woman coming from a man or any of that. It's all that's just how the words that originally qualified them translated into what we now call English.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some dramatic differences. I gotta find it, but it's really quite impressive.
I remember back when the word for male was wereman, and the word for female was like wirman, wirman, W-I-R-M-A-N. So the man part just had nothing to do with the gender. So the first part that had to do with gender. And however got shifted over the years, got
You're
shifted.
being asked about.
Hey, DT, check strike group chat. Shh, don't tell anybody. Woo! Don't put things in chat if you don't want to share them. We all read chat. But thank you if you do that. As I've said, only donate to the fleet when you can afford it. Much as we love you for doing it. Alright, let me grab these, then I have to check out whatever it is that Pi's got a link to there. Ooh, we'll take some fleet marks for that one.
It's porn! It's porn!
Pi would never watch porn.
I'm sure he wouldn't.
No. You get the feeling Pi will try to star in porn.
They don't have porn in Sweden.
It's Denmark. And yes, we definitely have porn in Sweden.
They have nothing else better to do in Denmark.
Right. It's great. It's cloudy. It's flat. You've got porn and you've got good beer. And cake. So beer, cake, and porn. What more do you need? Actually, really good lobster, too.
How do they get lobster in Denmark?
Because they're right on the ocean. Let's see. Reindeer, pork, and lobster were the things we had the most in Denmark. Wow, I cannot even get my internet to feed right now. That is not good. Well, I will have to check that out later, Pi, just because I can't do anything at the moment. Ugh. That sucks. Well, it's not as horrible for dropped frames. It's still averaging about 46%. But it's down from 78, so that's something. So for us, the consensus is I'm going to run a cable from my router over to my computer. So what shall we do tonight, folks? Aside from we all need to go off to Nimbus and do the dance party if you haven't done it already. Or have you already done it? Boy, that got quiet. It's always ominous when it's quiet. Oh, good. Yes.
And Jason is going to be one of the going to retire as an admiral.
I gotta be right back. I just gotta take care of some real quick emergency.
Okay.
So you were saying?
Yeah. So in the story is I'm having one of DT's characters
Mm-hmm.
retire as an admiral that is enforcing the sovereignty of the Dorada sector,
That's interesting.
because the Dorada sector is where Freehold is.
Ah, okay.
Um, and well, it's not specifically that. See, Freehold is an alpha Doradus. I'm talking about beta Doradus, but it's the same basic area,
Okay.
and it is considered, at least according to Star Trek canon, it is right outside of Romulan space, technically within the Federation and Romulus neutral zone. But since the Empire of Romulus is significantly smaller because of the actions of Spock and everything,
Mm-hmm.
then that whole area is contested. And so, as power vacuums go, it seems like it would become a kind of a place for criminals and pirates and stuff like that to put their headquarters, because it's outside of all that patrolled space and what have you. But after a certain amount of time, they're going to wonder what the heck happened to this area, and they're going to want to take it back. So my story has some elements in. I'm taking my primary character, my big damage character Vax, and electing her to the office of High Praetor
Oh,
in the Romulan High Command.
that's an interesting thing to do.
And basically her job is to defend the sovereignty of the area, and Jason would be the Federation arm of that.
That's kind of cool. So is that just going to be in your stories?
Yeah, well, it's going to be in my story. I don't know how you put it into the game or whatever, but if anybody has any ideas of things they could do within that whole area, I think that would be a pretty cool thing to really concentrate on, because of Picard, because of
Yeah.
the way that they talk about. I don't know how much you were paying attention in Discovery in the third season, but they're near the Dorada sector when she first comes out of the wormhole.
I have not watched Discovery since season 2. And it's probable that I will not pick it up.
Season 1 and season 2 are pretty. I mean, I'll be honest, it's pretty strange. But season 3, it's really pretty interesting.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah,
The idea,
they put me off with 2 years of not being good, and fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. Ugh, I'm an idiot.
but I mean, they managed to bring back Michelle Yeoh, which was the whole reason I'd watched the show to begin with.
Yeah.
And they actually made her a hell of a lot better developed than she was in the first season. Yes, she's from the Mirror Universe and all those other things, but she's still an interesting character, and she saves her ass, which is something you wouldn't expect her to do. And now that they've gone through the wormhole, you find out exactly where they are, and all sorts of interesting things are going on. They actually have an entire episode dedicated to what Trill is like.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which is really interesting. They talk about what that whole, what the bonding process really is like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty fascinating. It doesn't fit into some of the canon that's been written in the books, but it doesn't have
fit into some of the canon from DS9 either, but
there's a lot of really interesting ideas, and the .7s and the
seeing those around has just been
is really.
I like that.
Yeah, I like how they have that set up, and it makes a lot more sense than just like having things break and not having anybody fix it.
Right.
you walk out on the hole and do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I always had the question of who does the maintenance. I mean, it can't always be Geordi. So
Yeah,
I have one entire
They
story
show
dedicated to
that
the
to you.
janitor.
Right.
But they've got both things that were in the two drones that you get in this game, both of them are active in a single episode and
Interesting.
actually being used. So it's fascinating the way that they've taken a really strange story and turned it into something that's interesting.
Well, as I
And
said,
I'm not saying it isn't strange still, but it is definitely more interesting than it was. Oh crap! Dilithium haulers. You're not getting close to my station.
Oh boy.
as I said, it's. I may binge watch it after the whole season's done, but
Even when we say something's good, and it's like, I can't watch any of that. Lower Decks is going to be garbage. It should be comedy. It's like, watch it. And then it's like, yeah, and he went and
Now he became kind of a devotee of it.
the moment they did the movie episode and they mentioned Zahn, it's like, this is amazing. I told you.
I was so impressed with that series. I honestly didn't think I was going to like it, but wow.
the first one was just meh at the best. It was everyone screaming all over each other, and I definitely had no intention of seeing anything else.
But it did bring up a premise. Space zombies!
Space zombies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, DT, Salty just gave you 201,000 lithium to your fleet.
Awesome.
Yeah. All because he wanted to get some vulnerability locators. Not that I blame him. Vulnerability locators are awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I need to come up with about another 43,000 fleet credits.
Easy
Because I
peasy.
grind more and more.
Easy peasy.
I can switch tunes and make sure Hughes Heroes has a bunch of stuff to fill up if you need credits.
That would be nice, yeah.
Except it's KDF end.
Well, I'm Federation.
Hey, I
I've got
haven't built the gate. I haven't built Hughes Honors Guard yet.
we need to work on Hughes Heroes a little bit more.
Yeah.
Hey, Mar Hawkman. If you're still out there, let me know if
There's
you're...
some topics I can. Now I only need 8,000 because there was some stuff in the Klingon fleet that needed filling for marks, and I had a bunch of marks.
Nice.
So, Mar Hawkman, you'll notice I've got an empty slot
That's
right there
remarkable.
for... right there for you. Badum Tish.
Fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
So, does everybody have plans for Thanksgiving, which is next week?
My
No, it isn't.
wife.
Yeah, it is. It's next
No,
week.
it isn't.
It really
My
is.
wife is got us going out of town
Not where he is.
that week because it will be my youngest daughter's birthday as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I guess it's my older sisters? I don't know what the correct term would be. My sister who's a few months older than I am.
You have a twin?
No, I have a sister who's 14 months older than I am, and I have a sister who's 17 years older, or 16 years older than I am.
My
So,
sister.
I believe the term would be called bully.
for one of them, yes. Not the one who's 16 years. She is Saint Karen.
Your sister's name is Karen.
My eldest sister's name is Karen, yes. I know, it's just like, how did she get that one?
Not a good name these days, is it?
Not these days, no.
Yeah,
I'm sorry on our behalf. Take all. Dang it. Use.
Did I miss this? Oh, I'm somehow messed up
And
the
now we're
competition.
here again.
Oops.
How am I just noticing this?
What?
On the, I guess, windshield divider things in ESD, most of the icons are Starfleet, but one of them is Fleet Modernization Program. And I just noticed that this one was different. I
You're
go
just
past
letting
this
us
That's
all
all right.
down.
day.
That's all right. You go up to one area, it says to wear rocket boots beyond this point.
Yeah. So I put on rocket boots. Okay, I didn't
I
put
want
on
rocket
boots.
boots.
Mar Hawkman, what I was asking is, are you ready to join the Armada? Since you had asked about that.
Oh no!
If you are, send me a message and I will send the invitation to you.
Run! I can invite you, or anybody can invite you. It's fine.
Let me see, what do we need to invite you? I have to switch over to a different one.
Yeah, we have to have an admiral in the fleet to do that. Yeah.
I just need the name of your fleet. Just the
Omega
name of your
marks.
fleet.
I need Omega marks.
Well, we could go do something Omega either. Didn't we do that yesterday? Isn't Omega?
Well, I don't.
No, that's Dyson. What is Omega? Borg?
It's Borg.
Every Borg TFO.
Oh, well, we could do Borg TFOs.
Oh yeah, I could use those on this character.
I use them on here.
I've been kind of on the Endeavors lately. Too much going
Are
on.
we Fed or KDF for your Omega marks?
Well, I'm currently on KDF, but I'm trying to get.
Well, then I can switch back to a KDF easy.
I'm trying to get Shavi up to tier 5 in Omega.
I'm actually going to hit tier 5 in a lot of stuff for the next couple days, which is on data.
Here. I'm going to hit tier
I'm
5.
going to get so much dilithium. I still have 170,000 I haven't processed.
You said you were KDF?
Yes. So you were pulled away before I could explain what was going on,
Right.
with my story. I decided, and this is why I wanted to talk to you about it, that Jason got tired of the rat race, and so he was given an opportunity to kind of oversee a defense force of the Dorada sector, and it gives the ability to keep that general area kind of government free, so nobody, the Romulans don't have a say as to what goes on, the Klingons don't have a say what goes on, and neither does Federation, because that's how it was back before Romulus had their sun blow up. And Vax, I put my character Vax as the High Praetor of the Romulan Empire, in charge of ensuring the sovereignty of the sector. And I figured the way that the Alliance would work is that Jason would be the Federation arm of it. He becomes kind of an expat, but still in charge of a whole bunch of ships.
Hold on. Ferengi is in charge of a Romulan sector?
No, Jason. DT's engineer.
You said something about Vex, though, too, right?
Vax is my liberated Borg Romulan.
Oh, okay.
Is there elections for Praetor?
No, but this takes place about 30 years from now. Well, 30 years from where it is in this universe right now.
There could be elections for Praetor. It's kind of up to you.
But since it's all coming out of my own head, I kind of wanted to get other people's input or whatever on how to make that a thing. Because right now it's only an exposition, but I really want to flesh it out, and I want to see if there's anything else anybody else can come up with. Because I had a story that I was working on earlier that was a lot darker than what I currently have. Something happened with my computer, and I lost the newer version of it, but I kept the older version. I don't understand how that happened. And so I had to rewrite like 8 pages, and I didn't like where it was ending up.
Yeah, sometimes the hardest thing is just to realize you have to chuck it and rewrite some of it.
So the new story is more adult themed, but I think it has a lot closer to what I was looking for to begin with.
Jason's retirement. I can see him I really can see him leaving the fleet, though. He would probably, though, if it's more of a military position, he'd probably end up working as a consultant or something, because unlike some people, he has more of a life.
Yeah. And that was kind of the whole point I was making, is that he was technically in charge, but as a director, he would have learned at this point how to delegate responsibilities off to other people.
We'll have to get a picture of you sitting behind a desk now.
If it was Danny, he'd still be out there until he dies.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right,
And
so we have...
if anybody else has any ideas on what they could imagine their character doing in 30 years, I'd like to include that. But basically, the way I was writing it as it was, I had to come up with a way of explaining the motivation behind my character, this character here, because I was quickly having her go insane, because she went from a very abusive life to a life where she wasn't really challenged at all. And I was trying to explain the trauma that can actually cause in somebody, because they get used to living a particular way, and when they no longer have to fight every day, they lose their freaking mind.
The mods have returned.
So I'm trying to rationalize how that's working, and the stories that I'm writing right now are how a person has come to deal with that that sense of loss over losing a horrible thing, but still having been addicted to it in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Makes for an interesting character study. All right, what are we doing?
Well, we talked about doing an Omega thing, but
Okay.
I believe you said yesterday we were going to do the Iconian arc or something.
Oh, we still have that last episode,
No,
but it's...
that's yeah.
That's just the last episode, so we can still do that. So if you would like to do something Omega-ish, let's see what we've got. Oh, we have all the Borgs. Ooh, we could do a Hive Onslaught. And
It's Bubbles!
It's Bubbles of Borg?
Yep.
Oh, crap.
Bubbles.
You're in the wrong allegiance.
Oh, crud. Okay, I can do that. Hold on.
Sorry.
I'm respecing the traits because of the last snap
Yeah.
we had from patch.
I'm waiting for after the patch on
That
Thursday.
snafu didn't hit me, so
Well, I'm only doing it on
curious about that.
play because it's happened so often the last couple of weeks. I'm like, you know what? I'm only going to respect the ones I'm going to play right then. After that,
I went through respect everything when the last big one, which did hit, it hit everyone. This one, like I said, it didn't hit everyone, and I'm lucky.
All right, so I need to be on KDF, which means I need a leveled character, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're doing...
Yeah. Okay, so that rules.
I can't remember who we were doing the Iconian arc with, Mom.
That's a really good question. We're doing KDF, I think. Weren't we?
Oh, I don't have a KDF that's done any of that story arc.
Well, right now we're just doing TFOs.
Right.
All right, but that I can definitely do. We'll work on log room.
And it wasn't this KDF.
God dang it!
Oh my god, I hate
Wrong
feeling this way.
allegiance. Dur. There we go.
I'll have to go through all my recent log. I'll have to go through my log points. It's got to be one of the more recent ones.
So, Mom, after this stream, could you and I talk for a minute? I have a
Sure.
question for you.
Absolutely.
My wife made me aware of something, and I wanted to know exactly how concerned I should be.
Okay.
So I will take your medical expertise
Ah.
as far more inclusive than hers.
It's been a while, but I still have my knowledge up there somewhat. Salty, we all saw your
It's a fairly
donation.
simple question. It's just not
Okay.
it's
Nope.
just not a public question.
Now everybody's going, what the hell? Sometimes TMI is a thing, sometimes too little information is equally scary. What the heck am I doing?
I mean, it's nothing. I mean, like I said, it's nothing bad. It's just
No
something I don't think
problems.
other people really want to hear about.
Well, we used to take the train from the university home every day, and if we didn't want anyone sitting next to us, we would describe what procedures we had done for the day in detail. It really kept people away from us.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was great.
Well, I mean, it's just I have injuries from combat, and
Mm-hmm.
one of them I'm concerned about, and
Okay.
because I deal with the VA, they don't give a damn. So
Yeah,
I want to
sad
know
to
if I
say.
should be talking to a different doctor about it.
Often the case, yeah. That's why my husband didn't want to go to the VA for his treatment. Wound up with
Ooh, Hashcat.
a fantastic doctor anyway. Several of them.
No, that's awesome. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, I had horrible ones down here.
Well, he lucked out and wound up with one of his oncologists being, she'd switched from my university to a different university, but still was one of the foremost research oncologists in the area, and just happened to be dealing with the type of cancer he had at that time, and basically walked into a similar situation the second time around, and this time it's almost a prosaic.
That's great.
No fancy $1 million treatments. Just here, take one of these pills and get a shot once a month, and we are good. And voila, it's
Were you
working.
going to join us, Von Marcus?
Yeah,
Or Ducky?
yeah. I just got done swapping out
Need to respec
this
everything.
character's traits. Yeah.
Duffy, were you going to join us?
I'm not in game at the moment.
How dare you?
Yeah,
What the heck?
Welcome,
Heresy.
gamer.
Heresy.
Yeah.
it was lagging big time.
Yeah,
for me,
it
sorry.
really is.
No one wants your ex.
Are you
Yeah,
sure it wasn't the Klecken? I'm sorry about that.
Hey Frost, even with the signal booster that you suggested, I'm still having issues, so I'm going to pick up a cable tomorrow and just string it along here and then get a proper length of cable and figure out how to do it. Unfortunately, if I run the cable along the wall in front of that section, around the corner and over here, it's going to go right in front of the fireplace, which probably isn't going to be good for it.
Well, let me make a suggestion. That
Yes.
If you're determined to go with the Ethernet path, try to get a Cat 7 cable.
Cat 7, okay.
Because Cat 6 that everybody uses only has a transfer of 450 Mbps. And if you're paying for a gig line, Cat 7 is what you want.
Okie doke.
Because a Cat 7 will do 3.4 Gbps.
That's Cat 5 is Cat 6 is 1 gig. But
Well, I thought that too, and then I was looking at some of the installation medias around here. It was not even above 450. That may be what is it's slated to, but that doesn't mean that's what's actually going through the line.
We got Cat 8 now.
Yeah, there is Cat 8, but you don't need that, and that's
Okay.
very expensive.
Yeah.
And that's only if you're running like 10 to 12 gig.
I am not running that much.
I mean, there is when I used to work for
Cat
SunGuard.
7
we were using-
is Cat 7 4,000 foot reel is freaking $750. Yeah.
Cat
So you don't
7
buy a
cable,
pedal
50-foot cable. That's not what I want, though. It's not that bad.
No, and it's comparable to Cat 6, and it does a far better job as far as throughput and such.
Why are some of the they're all flat, though. They're not the round cables.
What do you
Oh,
mean
they're
by
there.
round cables?
Yeah, some of the cat cable itself is flat. As
Yeah,
opposed
it's-
to the round.
There are low profile and there are regular profile. So
Got
I
it.
think you're looking at the low profile stuff.
Are they different?
No, They're
Oh.
the exact same cord. It's just a different way to install them.
Yeah, they're not expensive
Duffy,
at all.
are you
So.
going to join us?
Yeah.
Duffy, I didn't want to make an assumption. Did you want to join us?
It's
No,
not a game.
he's not in game.
No, Vaughn.
He is in game. It says Moros at Duffy,
That's
1027.
that's not
question mark.
that's Von
Yeah.
Marcus.
This
That's
is
not Duffy.
Marcus Duffy, not Duffy Paragon
Oh.
Gaming Duffy.
I'm sorry. I was trying to be considerate.
Appreciate it.
I apologize.
One of them has to change their names, and that's all there is to
I
it.
will never assume that. I will never try to be considerate again.
If I could change that handle to Von Marcus, I would.
You just like Duffy a lot. That's what it is.
It's what the computer gave me. I mean, that's my last name. That's what it gave me.
That's a very interesting last name. I shouldn't really complain. I mean, my last name is Frost. So, I mean, that kind of like covers everything. We have room for one more if anybody wants to join us.
Oh, this poor Cleon. His ship only got an upgrade just recently because of the engine shield warp core set from the last
Yes,
event.
crosstalk. Marhawkman is talking about crosstalk. And yes, he's right. But that only happens beyond 25 feet, so 6 meters. Sorry. 8 meters. So as long as you're within that window, you should be fine. There shouldn't be a lot of noise that you have to deal with. Okay, I'm going to start us off on doing an Omega event. I figure we could do Hive Onslaught.
Works for me.
Sure,
Why not?
I'll be as effective as I can. Wee woo.
Wee woo.
That's when you follow along and go, pew, 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 I'm helping.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well,
I
this
see
little
they're
ship-
bad guys and I'm shooting at them.
That's originally how the Quacking came about.
Fair enough,
How come-
Salty.
It's like we all had our points of pew pew, I'm helping.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be an I'm helping
How is
day.
it going, Salty?
Salty made
His mic is broken, so
Not connected, just chilling to some music at the moment.
it
Well, you're
works.
allowed to do that, but just this once.
And this is advanced.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a cool looking ship. Your Brisbane mom?
Oh, it's Vorgon. Is this
yeah.
Vorgon one?
Vorgon, yeah, it's the Vorgon.
The
carrier.
Rinkodon. Rinkodon.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, I can't wait to play this on the new system.
Unfortunately, it's new and not well built yet.
Well, no, I meant my new system that is still waiting on 3 parts to be delivered.
Well, that'll happen on Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Right.
Oh, man.
it'll be delivered on February 30th.
Ooh.
February 30th.
Yes.
Wow, that's a long time to wait.
Yes, it is.
What is it? Another several million years before we have to add that many weekdays?
Well, we could add it right now. We'll just take it off something else, but...
Right, but I mean, like, we would actually necessarily need that many extra days
Or-
without taking away.
Or June 31st, how about that?
Take the extra days out on March. No one cares about March.
Hey, I like
That's
March.
true.
By the end of March, it's starting to get nice.
No, not nice till May.
I was born in a blizzard in May.
Good for you.
March 18th there?
I was born on March 9th,
Were you
Like
really?
putting the wrong
in the middle of a blizzard.
letters with the numbers.
I mean, if you actually check out my birthday on like microfilm and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it'll say Storm of the Century. day I was
Wow.
born. Which says something, I guess.
Well, I was also born in March, and my sister remembered the day because it was the day that my father finally took the Christmas tree down.
Wow. Thought only my dad did that.
This was back when we lived on a farm, and we would have a Christmas tree outside, not inside. We would probably have one inside too, but
That's a little better.
yeah.
This is not a good ship for this map.
Ooh, I'm taking more damage than I want
What's
to.
this?
I'm taking lots of damage.
Right light.
And I'm one day from actually getting gear that'll actually do something for me.
What are you getting?
Well, I mean, I can start getting rep gear starting tomorrow.
Ah.
You will find clarity. You will have strength of purpose.
I don't think we're going to defeat the cards.
Fortunately, we
Still got 2.5 minutes left.
I'm helping, I'm helping.
I think we're all doing that. Pew, pew, pew.
I'm not doing a horrible job, but
We can-
definitely not as good as I'm used to doing.
Well, when we're done, we can always come back with our big ships like we did with Procyon 5. And show them who's who.
I don't think I have a big ship to bring back. Not on KDF anyway.
No, we'll come back on Federation with our really big ships.
Bring back Kasiki, or we just kind of walk through it.
bring back Jason, just start soloing. And say, I got this cube. Go get.
That's about the same idea I got. Oh, crap. You guys hurt. Ow. I'm glued up. These guys hurt. Come on, Tilly, I need your shield already. I need Tilly's shield.
You don't need Tilly's shield.
Where's that blade of armor I can encase my ship in?
I don't even have to pay attention on Kasiki. And I just destroy everything. But on this one, I'm just taking a heck of a lot of damage.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You guys have a plug in your group?
Yes.
No.
No. Oh, there's just the 4 of us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other
That's
thing that's making it
That's
hard.
interesting. What happened to our 5th?
I was wondering if it was a plug and he just failed out.
Clearly.
How do you guys do this? These guys are horrible. I took them with me.
See, if I were a pug and whenever I'm doing like my stronger characters and I run into a pug like that where they're like just like outmatched, I have the opposite reaction. All right, I can take this.
Yeah.
And you just dive in and you see how much you can carry on your own.
I've done that on my science character a few times.
Yeah, when Blossom's done being built, she's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. I'm doing a bow anti-proton build for her.
Nice.
And I'm doing it on the Tucker Miracle Worker Cruiser, so I'll have the full 13 slots to mess with.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah. Haven't decided if I'm gonna make that 6 engineering or 6 tactical equivocably as far as the 2 universal console slots yet.
This tactical cube isn't taking as much damage as I want it to.
Okay, here I come.
Come again.
Oh, just one
Right
egg
on
kill.
top of that
That's fine.
tacto cube, apparently. So
Just boom.
Yeah, we're definitely. We might not. Well, we might. We might.
We got 18 minutes to get to the queen. I think we'll be okay.
Now that we can actually come in and do fire concentration now.
Whew.
Tactical cubes
Ooh.
are unfair.
That they are.
Just be glad they haven't brought in the fusion tactical cube.
The which one?
well,
Fusion.
no, fusion tacto cube, which was
8 tactical cubes combined.
Wow. More of a tesseract.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
it was like the Rubik's of Borg cubes.
That would look cool.
You're playing Armada 2, you had one of those come and find where you went, oh, I'm done. Give up. I quit.
Game over. Can we just like kick our own ass? Is that alright?
Apparently, I let the
Here, we'll
board
kick
move
our
too
ass
long.
and
I'm
save you
done.
time.
It's one of those ships I kind of wish they would bring in, do like a full 359 simulation type deal.
Oh man. Yeah.
There's only tactical cubes left.
We'll get them. Just, I think if we team up on them, we'll do better.
Yeah, we team up on them. Yeah. Is that the only one left?
No,
Oh,
there's two over there.
I'm coming.
Exactly, more Huckman, yeah. Resistance is futile. You're right. It is.
Pew, 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 pew. No, it's not futile. Pew, pew.
Six.
Twilight.
I always thought you guys made sense. Not in the face.
Yeah.
There, I opened an Illogic rift inside of it. Does that help?
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
Does that mean that if it actually spawns the Ilachi help, that it could spawn inside?
Ooh, that's a thought.
And both the cubes are. All 3 cubes are together. Ouch.
Oh.
Almost
This
dead.
is almost a fusion cube situation.
Ah!
Not quite.
Run, Mom, run!
Ah,
Wow.
Nope.
that wasn't going anywhere.
See, even though we have these incredibly powerful characters, we still get our butt kicked. At least
Hubris,
on
it's
stuff
a
we're not
thing.
prepared to handle. Yeah.
Oh, hi, Salty Boo. Hi, Salty Boo.
Oh, he's got his mic. Oh, mic is glitchy now. It just wants me to not participate anymore.
And there's only 3 of us left.
What? No, there's 4 of us here.
4 of us. Okay.
Did you forget to count yourself?
Yeah.
Ah,
This has not turned out so well.
no. We still have to do the 2 toothbrush holders and the queen.
Hey, Boo.
Yeah.
There we go.
Rut row.
Front row.
There, one's dead.
Got it.
Finally.
Alright, well, I now have damage I can't repair, so this can get
I'm
interesting.
pulling back a little bit, and then coming back in for it.
This is what happens when we
Very
think we're
quiet.
just really good at this game.
Well, we are
is your
good at the game.
is your
This is my
fault.
fault. You're right. It's entirely my fault. I take full
You're the
responsibility.
one who picked this one.
You're right.
What the hell?
I'd have been fine doing this on bed, but
I mean,
Yeah.
you dragged your friends over there and get them all killed.
I didn't know, right?
You knew.
should have.
I didn't know it was going to be this bad. I thought it would be challenging.
It is. It is. You got that one right.
You got what?
I did get that one right.
Come on, this one's down to 35. We can take it.
22.
Hey there.
This other one's 95.
11, 10,
Oh,
7,
stop looking at the
5,
other
2,
one.
1, go. Now the other one.
He likes me.
Well, everybody likes you.
He wants to give you a hug.
Yeah. Death hug.
It's old school, but more plasma helps.
Does it?
Yeah. Look at the numbers.
Could be that rip right next to it, too.
It doesn't hurt it.
Toothbrush holders.
Where are the toothbrushes? Oh, there they are, Lord. Let's do one at a time. We have 11 minutes. We might be able to do this.
Keep at least 3 players alive. That isn't going to happen.
No, only 4 of us. Here, I'll hide over here. How about that? Right, right.
We're doing pretty well against this guy.
Yeah, but we gotta do the other one still, too.
Yeah, we're taking him down pretty. Oh my gosh, 151,000 damage. Okay.
He said no.
Let's get the other one, though.
It's like, oh, you think you're doing pretty well, huh? We're gonna do this. But I don't want you to do that. So we killed that one in like under a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh crap!
Shooting at you with that thing again.
I
That
know,
really
I got one
big.
shot with plasma lens next to the queen where it says to be. Gotta be within 5 kilometers of the queen. So it lies.
Yeah, it does. It's a lying liarhead.
Yep.
What the heck hit me?
Something big and mean.
Oh my gosh. None of you can die for just yet. Okay. Now somebody
Now we
die.
can die.
He's almost dead.
Ooh.
Destroy this
Oh, hello.
I will claim another.
Ah.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Ow, 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 this hurts.
That's why I'm moving away. Moving away.
Alright. Try to recoup a little bit.
We're damaging the queen. Get off of me. Can't polarize my hull. Ah, I don't think she likes me at all.
Rift.
Oh, dead. I have no idea what did that.
I control every ship, every
Oh,
code
bad.
speaks
That's bad.
with my voice.
Particle feedback loop is bad. Nope, we're not going to stay there. I'm confident that she will be dead within this next 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Positive thinking.
Oh. Bad, bad, bad.
Ow. Ow, stop.
So I turn that. Die.
Hey!
This is not the end.
Fortunately,
this is the end
yes,
today.
it's the end. Thank goodness it's the end. That was bad.
It was painful.
It's like Robin Williams after he finishes a marathon. It's like, how do you feel? I'm alive! Well, more or less.
More or less, yeah. Ship only died like 5 times.
I think I got up to 9 on that run.
Ouch.
I got
got
one
properly
shot by
spanked.
so many things.
And I've got... Oh, crud. I'm out in the middle of space and have to repair things. Oh, well.
Okay. Tomorrow I'm going to have my competitive finished. Kari's in 2 days. Terran it will be finished.
Tomorrow my Discovery will be finished.
Discovery will be finished tomorrow.
My Omega will be finished. My Terran is finished.
Your Terran is finished already?
Yeah. I started Terran early. Then I started working everything else.
Is there anything on Terran I should be like concentrating on?
Since I was doing disruptors, I just went hard. I just went to get I went and worked for the disruptor cannon.
Are we staying
That's what I was
KDF
trying to
tonight?
torpedo boat I was looking at.
Does it
up to you.
count as dying when the
Anything on
Uber Torp completely disintegrates your entire ship? Yeah, that definitely counts as dying.
Yes.
That's like ultra dying. Uber dying.
Yeah. You don't feel like you're dead, but everybody else around you knows you are.
Yeah.
There's not a
You're
lot
reduced.
of pain.
You're reduced to vapor. Less than vapor. You're just disintegrated out of existence.
Yeah. It's all around a bad day.
Do I have a better choice for this character? For ship?
And tomorrow I will be doing a whole bunch of randoms to get my spore canisters up.
I'm gonna get 5 on the Sportcasters. I get 7 total, which will give me the fire control and at least one of the pieces of equipment. I'll lose the Rift, but I think
have
right
to-
now I can care less about losing the Rift.
How many
I
different tractor beams are there in game?
I know 3. There's a simulated tractor beam. There's the multi-tractor beam array and the regular tractor beam.
I may even do may even see about doing some AFK Starbase 1 runs just so I can take care of other stuff and get the marks I need to. I could probably get both pieces for that.
Yeah, do
Well-
the AFK Elite defense.
Yeah.
That's what I really need right now.
Well, we could actually do it.
But that's not as good for a stream.
True, but I kind of meant we could actually do it, as opposed to AFKing it. Silly,
Yeah.
silly me.
Silly you.
Mm-hmm. I'm just strange that way.
You're pretty
Well, I
strange.
like
person.
doing it too, but it's just not in a position to really. I gotta buy a lot of upgrade stuff on this still.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the next upgrade weekend.
Yeah, I need like I need 1,500 discovery marks in order to get everything I need,
Yeah.
and I may need to go up to tier 6 on discovery just to get.
You're trying for the 3-piece on the Lorca or the 2-piece?
I've already got the 2-piece. But I was thinking about building a disruptor build and get the tier 6 in order to get a disruptor version.
Right. Exactly. Well, there's no cannons on the Discovery Center, else they'd probably go that way.
Well, were we going to finish the Iconian missions tonight? Mission? I think we just have midnight left.
Up to you, Mom.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Do we want to go
You
KDF
are
or Fed?
fearless leader.
Fearless leader, yeah.
Well, since all I'm doing is helping you out, Mom, I'm happy. Ever faction.
Well, what have we been
That's
running
why
on?
we were doing Fed. Because
We were doing Fed, okay. That's right, you were running Macho. I'd forgotten that completely. Let me jump over there then.
Welcome back.
My friends, to the show that never ends. What was I running?
The show that never ends on the day that never comes.
Was I doing Ketsa?
Well, no wonder I was doing crap. I forgot to set the traits on this guy.
Yeah. Let me see if we're doing... Give me a sec to see who we were running.
Oh, now it's all your fault, Lon.
No, because I wasn't doing that much help even with everything happening, right?
Oh my gosh. I feel horrible
Why?
because I'm having a bad reaction to meds.
Oh, that would do it. Okay, I was running on this tune. Let's see.
With
So we did Butterfly, correct? Yeah. So that just leaves us with Midnight. So if you'd like to join in on the last episode of the Iconian War arc, this is the big one.
Let me check, see if I have a character that can do it.
If Fed do.
Bed, we swap over.
I'm joining to make sure you actually get through it. Although I don't think you're gonna have a problem.
No, this one's fun.
You said Iconian.
Let me know when I can join.
Ooh.
This one's Federation if you'd want to join in. Lots of ground play.
Yeah. Federation.
no rushing through everything. Screws people
Darn
up.
it.
Yeah,
So we're doing Midnight?
we're doing Midnight, yes.
I remember last time.
Oh, Salty's
Wow,
going
that
to join
was
us for this
fun.
one.
Okay.
Salty.
Oh, heck yeah.
Fed side.
Do I just match squad leader?
That's it. And I got... Hold on. Duffy and Mar Hawkman are both there, so...
Untack.
Duffy was there first. Salty,
All right.
accept the invitation, Salty, otherwise you won't be in it. There you go. I'm sorry, Mar Hawkman, we already got a full team, but we can get you to join us up. We could do something else right after this.
We can do something else after this.
Yeah.
Revenge upon the Borg fleet. I'll change out to
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go back and get the...
I'm gonna definitely come back with Kasiki on that one. Just to
I might just come back with Jason just because I haven't run it with the new trait off the Terran Dreadnought. So
I'll either get my tank or I'll go get one of my big ships and we'll go do it.
the Terran Dreadnought and that battle cruiser trait. This could get ugly.
I don't know with a whole bunch of poorly equipped ships. only missing one of the optionals isn't so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did very well for sucking.
Well, considering that two of us do not have anything really set up in traits yet or equipment.
That would be
That's
three of
the
us.
problem.
3 of us.
3 of us.
3 of
Four of
us.
us.
Okay, so that was
All of
probably our
us.
not best prepared mission that we've ever done.
See, even though some of us have been playing this game for more than
And
10 years,
And a player short.
And player short. Yeah, aside
we
from those
still don't know
minor
what to do if you don't have
details.
the right gear.
Yeah.
So if you can't do things the first time, don't think it's because you suck. Because even though some of us are good players, we still can't
suck.
do it without the right gear.
Yeah, a lot of it depends on getting the right gear, having the right skill sets, and it takes time to get there.
Yeah.
Even with a new character.
I mean, Jason,
yeah.
I'm never gonna. He's an engineer, so he's never gonna be the uber high on DPS. I'm prepared for that, but he's respectable. He pulls generally about 100k his DPS points, and I'm happy with him because
He's cute.
and that's the most important thing. You gotta be happy with where you are on your build.
And Kasiki pulls about 60k. I'm really happy with it. I'm just trying everything on the field at the same time.
Right.
Are we ready?
Yes.
I'm shared with everybody.
Am I what the numbers? Okay, never mind.
Remember what the numbers say. The biggest point, and you're gonna have the people have their arguments about it, but the biggest point is you have to be happy with what you're doing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say everything
Unless
comes
you're
down to
competing
1%
yourself.
luck.
Yeah, part of it's luck too. Part of these people who do huge numbers is there is a lot of teamwork that goes into building that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, by the way,
Salty.
Mom.
Yes,
sir.
Mom, on that vengeance point, I put the keybinds on there. That thing is getting scary, even with all the stuff that I can't put on there.
Well, Ellen helped me put together the Voth Bastion T5 view, and all of this being economy stuff, because it's a cheap build, and then helped me tweak the keybinds, and I did first time out 44k damage. So I'm happy with that for the first time out in a cheap build. It can be done.
Okay.
Get your butt over here, DT. We're waiting for you. Yes, there is a space part to this one. Oh, we're up to 60%. Ouch. For a second there, I thought I lost Discord again. Maybe I did.
Hello.
Hello.
Hiya.
Didn't hear anybody for a moment. I'm thinking, no, Discord died again.
No.
Not that.
We're all like, ready when you are, in silence.
Are we all there?
We're all here.
Logging
Okay.
in right now. All right.
I'll be much happier when it shows my correct hull points.
Okay. I'm accepting.
Accepted.
Yep, accepting. Untack is Neo, right? Is that what you're going?
Just kind of a special ops. The closest nondescript guy in black I could find. Since I don't space Barbie, I don't have a lot unlocked.
My guy is a hybrid of Groot.
Yeah, the only hybrid I've done so far is Klingon and Ferengi, and he came out pretty good.
I did an alien who was part Romulan, part Klingon on my.
Ooh.
Oh, that's cool.
I got
Salty,
basic-
you're there. We can barely hear you.
Let me see if I can take him up a little bit louder.
Sorry.
Yeah, I can do that too.
Oh yeah.
But we were hearing you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Try talking again, Salty.
Hello?
Hello.
I can hear him.
All right. Yeah, I cranked them all the way up on
Yeah,
my end.
I did the same too.
Same here.
Oh, I gotta wait.
Nah, wait, now we can hear you fine.
You're good. Everybody in?
Like
I think so.
I'm in.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Ooh,
done.
I got a bodyguard.
Yeah, it's done.
Kapla!
I totally did not mean to click that button. I meant to move the activation on my bar. Oh well.
Kapla!
I
Kapla!
wanted
Watch
to
this. I
ask
can move
somebody.
fast when I'm close.
Question.
What?
I wanted to ask somebody. I wanted to make sure this was going to work. I can't really push my button talk while I'm not in game.
Getting Captain Cargan now.
Okay.
You can set it to voice activated on Discord. I don't think this panel
House
requires
is-
push to talk.
You can hear me now, though, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you now.
So I'm just gonna have to keep it where the microphone.
I skipped through. I'm ready to beam out.
Okay.
It's trapped inside
I
of it.
accept.
See you on the front lines.
Accepting.
Except,
Do you want me to skip through cinematics?
Yeah, we've already done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We won't go to the next part till we're all together, though.
Just kind of letting people. I will say, if I'm skipping through something, just to let you know.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Unfortunately, there's not really much to skip through here, so.
Yeah, you have to listen to it because it's timed out. Well, in this part, not so much.
RRW, the veterans, responding to your call for assistance.
Look at those numbers.
holy heck!
Ow, that hurts. Stop it.
I'm impressed. They got me below 75%. I'm impressed.
They have not touched me yet.
Well, I'm sitting at 256,000, so for them to get me at 75% that quickly is kind of impressive.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I can't see anything right now. That's so blinding.
Well, here, since we're already going to be blinded, I might as well just speak it.
Oh!
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Alright, that pile of corpses right there for their ships is great.
I pulled them all in for a group hug. I don't think their ships were designed for that, though.
Nope.
Funny part is, I was right on top when when the message came out and was doing the recovery, and it still blew up. There's no way to ever save that ship.
Nope.
Everybody come in. And voila. What the heck?
Oh, I forgot I put that specialization on here. I get to do something silly.
Maybe about.
Now the question is, do we want to kill everything before we go through the portal?
If we could, I'm still leveling this ship.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, technically, we can go through the portal before everything's dead, so.
Any little experience for the ship I can eke out is pretty good.
The shipyards are losing integrity. We need someone on damage control, or we may lose
I just told my daughter she belongs in.
Belongs in where you cut out.
What's that?
We heard, I just told my daughter she belongs in, and then cut out.
Oh, I told my daughter she belongs in a zoo.
Okay. That was one of the things
Well,
I was
that's
thinking
nice.
of. So,
Well,
you know.
she likes watching this Hulu series called The Zoo.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's basically about the Bronx Zoo and all
Yeah.
this other stuff that they do. And She wants me to play it for her upstairs so she can go to sleep to it. I just called her, she needs to be in a zoo so she can be with those friends.
Have you seen the one about the zoo in Australia? It's similar to it.
I haven't seen the series. I just know that it's child friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh come on! If you're gonna go mess your kids up, make watch Tiger King.
Oh,
No, we won't be doing that.
I haven't even done that, thankfully.
Oh crap! Criminy, they're not very nice.
Alright.
Look at all those ships just waiting to be.
I know, right?
My grav wheel is moving.
Well,
Temporal does that.
Did it get evicted?
Oh, they finally got me.
they got you. We will avenge you. By Crabthor's hammer, you shall be avenged.
I'll avenge myself.
I can't say anything.
Well, who keeps sending
By
off
the
this
sons of
Kalis?
Morvat. By Grabthar's hammer, by the sons of Morvat, you will be avenged.
I told you I'd
Bright light.
and this time
Yeah,
I brought friends.
it was right in Sela's eyes. Bright light was so bright it actually was in the cutscene.
Oh damn, that's good.
Yeah. When you said bright light, it was flashing in her eyes.
Wait, does that mean that we could add special effects to the cutscenes?
Yes.
Apparently so.
Hey, haven't you? Well, remember in Partisans when you're walking out from the little room and a car is sitting in the chair?
I haven't done Partisan.
Oh, you didn't do Partisans.
Well, I've done very few of the story stuff.
What kind of player are you?
Yeah, really, Partisans is pretty good.
One that jumps in does maximum gains for resources for the account with the time I have, then get off.
The episode actually ran faster than the TFO sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Right, but I
Yeah.
want to be able to sit and enjoy the TFO the first time I run through it. You know, explore all the little nooks and crannies and things like that.
Well, there would be points where you'd come out of a different room and you'd come into a cutscene, and whatever effects were still with you would be in the cutscene.
These mean people keep on trying to come and hug me.
Or a similar one would be one we just did where Van Sil gets shot by us. And when you come out of shooting her in the cutscene, she's still buzzing and flashing and smoking and whatever else was going on.
Bright light.
Bright light.
One thing I
Oh,
don't
sure.
like at all is when I've got these really nice, awesome round weapons, and when they go to a cutscene, and I'm holding basic to an open gold face with one of those. It's like, oh, did I spend low beat for that?
Apparently.
Hey DT, what did we do with those extra headsets and mics?
you
Did
took
I take
them
them
home with you.
Okay, I gotta go find them then.
I still needed one, and you kept. You have to go find. They got shipped out. You said to where you are, and
I don't remember that they ever got there, so maybe they never got there.
sorry, I'm canceling because we promised to kill everything for.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw the pop up and
They-
almost did the same
Just
thing.
cancel and kill things.
Appreciate it, guys.
Cancel.
Sorry. No, I'm because it's the same spot where the pickup loot comes in,
Okay.
and my brain just sees a box show up, and I Wicked.
Mine's on the other side, but sometimes I hit F and get.
Right, yeah. But it's because I'm focusing on what I'm doing in my ability trade. That box shows up and my peripheral sees it without reading what it says.
Ed and I were doing Pavo Dissension, and no matter what you do, at some point you wind up doing the transport back to Spire.
Oh my goodness, I didn't think I could get this ship up this high. I'm at 176,000 hull points.
Nice.
Yeah. This ship starts with like 74. At least that's what it reads in sector space, so I don't know all the bonuses. Okay.
Now we can enter?
Everything's dead.
Now we can do it. Alright,
Okay.
accepting. Thank you, folks.
That's why I gave the warning when I accidentally hit it.
Yeah. Well, you beat me to warning people because I hit this. I thought it was me that accidentally hit it that first time.
Might have been, but I thought I did too, so.
Yeah, I skipped it anyway.
Skipping, okay.
There's the time pool.
The portal is
Here comes the USS Hardy Boy.
Jeff or Matt?
Not
Tucker,
leader,
actually.
anyways.
Tucker, actually.
I got weapon.
Not today. Everyone, form up and cover our six.
I'm down on the planet now. Wait for...
Sorry.
Theirs not to make.
Alright.
Just one of my
I'll let
favorite
somebody else
cutscenes.
do all the interactions and we'll just shoot things when necessary.
Of the whole to you, strangers, and welcome to Iconia. Greetings of the whole to you, strangers, and welcome to Iconia. My name is Matara-Ren, and I am a herald of Matara. Before I can allow you to pass, I must scan you to ensure that your technology is of a sufficient
You've
level
seen the
for you
ruins
to
Oh, me?
of
Yeah.
once mighty empire. This is
you're a Riemann.
Iconia.
I'm a Riemann, yes. It's interesting, my bounce back in the cutscenes. There we go. Alrighty.
What is out? Hey, let's race.
I ain't racing y'all.
Wait. Okay. Are you ready?
Let's
go. I'll give you a head start.
Explorers. The changes we see in
I'm a
the
liberated Borg.
great to be simple evolution. The Iconians shape themselves and the heralds into weapons.
I get a speed
Genetic
boost when
engineering that is
I'm
both
stealthy.
efficient and terrible.
Boy, the graphics look different than last time we were here.
You made it.
They do look a little more polished.
They do.
Someone's calling
Odin is
for
either a
help.
fool or he's an
It's
injured
been a
hero.
long time since I've done this
This
mission.
could be a chance. to learn about
Ed and I did it a couple of weeks ago,
perhaps even
so...
find a weakness.
Well, I've almost got to the point where I can get another character slot open. I'm going to do a fresh Federation and a fresh Klingon and go all the way through the storyline before I do anything.
I did get the fresh Discovery character. I did the tutorial. That was it. So I got all the Federation stuff ready. Klingon stuff with remaster has been surprising.
They are very
It's been good.
Clearly, the
Yeah.
Iconians have a highly developed sense of the aesthetic.
I have a
That's fine, but what
have a
I
thing
need is to
called
know more
on my
about
trait I
Iconians and
purchased
I am not
And
so
we're
called
when you have technology
conduit.
I don't
advanced,
Whenever I activate
healthy.
wonders can be found
a large power
anywhere
cell, I
you
get
look.
10% extra bonus
Talk
damage
to that
on
officer.
top of it.
I see you are interested in this.
Epic.
Go.
Hold the power of cheese.
In the early 19th century, man thought the moon was made of cheese. And we landed there and found out that it wasn't. And we haven't been back since.
It's just as I
Not so fast.
I got there and went, Parmesan? No, forget it, let's leave.
What? No crackers?
Where's Parmesan?
You've never heard of Parmesan cheese?
No, I mean like where is it? I like Parmesan cheese.
I like Parmesan.
I will take you.
If I were the Iconian,
This doesn't prove anything.
This way.
Oh, biscuit! I should have had got my free Parmesan cheese from Subway. Dang it!
Tell your ships to.
Because they're like, "Would you like Parmesan?" And then you say,
No, this is definitely cleaned up a little bit. I think.
Excuse me.
These heralds like to talk a lot.
Yes, they do.
It's interesting. I actually designed a sci-fi race that kind of looks like them, facial-wise, well before I saw any of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it weirds me out to see that, like, they got the head right, but they're missing a couple of limbs.
Before anyone escapes.
Welcome, traveler. I apologize for my earlier.
Skipping the cutscene.
Okay.
The attack is beginning.
It doesn't matter, and that it's a bit.
Sela.
Heart contains all of our knowledge and all our genetic data.
Sela, you're so wrong.
We can rebuild.
Sela,
we
I'm
have
home.
a refuge built. for those who serve us.
Yay, I'm not the only one that's incredibly slower than everybody else.
Oh, DT and I spent good part of last summer figuring how fast we could make these guys.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And it was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh great, Salty Boo's got that too. Now I'm the only slow one. God dang it.
No, that's fine. We have to shoot some things up before we do anything else, so.
Well, that's the problem. I won't get in range to shoot anything before it's all dead.
Well, everybody slow down. Where's...
Right here.
It's fine. It's good.
Where are you?
I'm looking for the green circle that I'm supposed to.
First stuff's gonna be by the door here, so.
Alright. Well, I guess we each have to do stuff, huh?
Powering up now, Captain. Enemies!
All your base are belong to us.
Disable my weapon.
You know what? I'm somebody gonna run about. There we go.
I forgot there are going to be more this time.
Next group's gonna be over by the side console.
Yeah.
So set up your stuff here and then I'll hit it.
I'm ready.
Everybody ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kill them.
More invaders. They must not take the world heart. We need to erase the mainframe.
Well, that was easy.
I will require your assistance.
Alright.
Next one over by you.
Yep, over by me now. Oh, we're on the other end here.
Does the Elachi Walker stick around until it dies?
Yeah. They stick around for about 4 minutes.
It sticks around for a while. Yeah, it's slow. I'll hit this thing when you get to me.
Alright. I've got both my Walker and my little dino guy out.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Aye, Captain.
More aliens are coming. Protect me.
One was just floating up in the air at the end there. Uh-oh, hold on.
Nothing until we go outside, so.
Thanks, Mom.
Sure.
We have a basketball coming. Where's the volleyball?
No, the cutscene reset it.
Oh, wait, I got you.
Just escape it.
No, but you start the reviving process, and I hit escape, and it canceled out whatever you did to revive me. So.
Are you dead
I was
again?
still dead.
Where are you?
I revived him.
Yeah, he got me.
Rescuing Iconians
Stop
is not
dying,
what we're
then.
here to do.
Yeah, don't die.
This guy's not a ground combatant. I don't have anybody that's
And
ground.
We did not know what we would
all
that.
no one really does.
Here we go.
Ooh.
All right, let me put it this way. I have not taken any precaution to keep me from sucking on ground.
Ground is fun.
That sounds like a personal problem.
I've just been putting all my resources into space stuff.
She is a fool. She would let her people die so she could avenge them.
Yes.
Vengeance is a powerful.
I think removing things off my inventory.
Man, those walkers are still kicking around.
Oh yeah.
They're not gonna catch us. Run away!
We will never forget this tragic day.
Wait a minute, that means on long enough missions you might be able to have more than one of them ground.
No. When you spawn one, the other. When you spawn new one, the old one dies.
Okay. I've run it once or twice. I've run into a game that forgets to do that right away.
Now, if multiple people are doing it, then you're in really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were doing something last night or yesterday morning. We had 5 players and 4 walkers.
Oh, I would electrify him.
That was great.
Don't forget to save the people.
Yep.
Not yet. That will change.
Bloodshed affects everyone differently.
I'm curious what a 5-man team would do with both targs.
That could be good.
And the Iconians.
I still like my target, Grethor.
Yeah, well, supposedly if you get both, you can summon both at the same time.
What it does is when you summon one, if you have the other one equipped, it summons the other one for a short time.
Oh, okay.
You fight alongside
still.
of it. Yeah. That's the only reason I spent the Zen to make sure I had both of them.
Yeah, my monthly came through right on that too, so.
Yeah.
So I spent my monthly for the Wartarg.
Yep, so did I.
Or the target Grethor, I should say. The other one I'll earn.
Yep. Oh, I still gotta do that tonight.
Oh wait, sorry. Okay, there we go.
Missed anything?
There we
No,
go.
Yeah, you missed something.
Never forget. If I missed something, I'll go back. Mom and I will
We
go
didn't
back.
risk-
You guys got.
We forgot to rescue
Miss
Matara.
Matara.
Oh no.
Oh, and she's way back there.
Yeah, she's the first one.
There she is.
Thank you.
Now I see your plan.
Okay.
You're gonna zap. What the heck? Oh, enemies.
We're just sitting here dancing away. Oh god, we're being shot at.
Well, shoot back.
Well,
Kill
you know.
them. Kill them all.
Yeah, let's go. Mosh pit.
The gateway is damaged. We will need to reroute the power and reinitialize the gateway open sequence.
Didn't
Other
the
side.
others save the Iconians? Where are they?
They may already be here.
Wow, my rubber banding is bad today.
Yeah, I can see the hesitations when you're running. Skip.
Okay.
Oops.
Skipping.
I know what you are going to do.
Accepting.
Accepting.
Go.
We're initiating a tachyon burst to reopen the portal that brought us here. That should bring us back to the exact moment we left the present time.
Should.
My ship is so small I can't even see it in the cutscene.
You have the world heart and the means to end this. Signal the Iconians. Show them we have it, and that we are the ones who saved them. This is our last chance to end this war.
And I got disconnected, so I'll be right back.
Okay,
in.
we'll wait for you.
Alright, I'm gonna hit the cancel on the hail so that I can, yeah.
Okay.
I've seen enough of those time portals lately. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I don't even think I unboxed mine.
Well, last night's Procyon 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hailing now.
Okay. And accepting.
Do we accept this one?
Accept this one, yeah. DT's with us.
Alright.
And slowly loading.
Yes, very slowly.
Yeah. Oh look, it got to a 2.
Woo!
Three.
Lord,
This is fun.
no.
5. 30. Ooh. There we go. 32 to 30.
40.
I'm still
50,
at 2.
90.
There we go.
3 to 40.
Man.
50?
Wait for Mom.
50. Still 50. 96.
Yay.
Come on, come on. 100. Let's go.
And Mom still has a Lachi going with her. Alright. Going forward.
Wait, she does?
Wow, that was weird.
Are we skipping the cutscene?
I'm skipping the cutscene so I can catch up to you guys. Dialogue.
Cutscene came up again. I'm skipping through it.
Okay. Good, please listen. Oh my god, I've got Dancing Alachi. How the hell do they get on this away team?
And then I got the dialogue to hit accept on.
Okay.
More dancing Lachi with Mom in the cutscene even.
Oh, good time.
Dude, that's
In my
cool.
cutscene, there's dancing Lachi with Mom.
Yeah, we're there. And there they are. They're back with me again.
I'm just watching this now because it's just creepy to see them.
Dancing with Salty.
Sela being on Earth is wrong.
Yeah.
Your compassion has we have
Oh, that's a terrible Harry. Oh, I'm sorry. That's an awful Harry.
We have much.
I thought this was
Awful Paris, too.
Yeah.
Probably. I've made up.
All right, we're done with it. Yay!
Hey,
Yay, we are
Team
done.
1990. Yeah, let's get away from these creepy Alachi.
They follow you.
They won't follow my character because my character doesn't have the Alachi set claimed.
Definitely taking that trait.
All right, I'm gonna beam back up to my ship just to get away from these Alachi. Gosh darn them.
Yeah. take a nanite repair matrix. Actually compete. Peacemaker.
The war is over. Although we could not turn back.
Let's see. Ooh, Sol defense stuff. Nanite repair stuff. I think I've got the nanite repair already. I bet you I've got all of this.
Conflict honorably. You made the right choice. And that is not always an easy
But
way.
I don't have any of it here.
I would be
I can turn it in later. Alright, so we had talked about a final run for Hive Onslaught. Revenge of the Hive Onslaught. What do you think?
I think so. I want to change one thing on this character, then I'm going to go over to Jason and we're going to
I'm going to go grab a big ship. Should I take the Acheros or should I take my tank?
Which one do you think would be more fun for revenge?
That is a tough question.
I don't have my revenge build yet.
Oh, that's cool. When I'm at full impulse, it's just like a matrix shield.
Let me take a quick look down at the Acheros. I know what Tanky McTankface has pretty quickly. Hey, it's a
I'm
clever
switching
name.
over to I'm switching over. I can either do Jason for just blasting the hell out of things or Daigen for grab wells.
Ooh, gravels can be very handy.
Oh, if you want grab wells.
So apparently the computer, when you set it to follow the target, won't follow them in reverse.
Ooh, how did we not end? Oh, because it was a mission. Okay, I'm gonna leave the team here and we will reteam because Mar Hawkman was going to join us, I think, for the revenge.
Revenge on the Queen.
I'll bounce out so that way he can join.
I'll take Daigen because why not grab wells?
Let me think here.
I want to see if we can drag tactical cubes into the rift of
No.
death.
They don't move.
Sadly, they don't move.
Anything that's considered a dreadnought doesn't move too much.
Oh, come on, we get enough tech grab wells on something that might move.
I've got the Forced Challenge rank 2, which
It's nice.
if something's gonna move, it moves it. Yeah, they don't move.
I'm going to take the Parthia. So.
I find it amusing how enough grab wells can slow the Doomsday machine on Day of Doom, but it cannot move a Borg tactical cube.
Well, slowing it down isn't necessarily the same as moving it in a certain direction. Like, you would normally do with the grab well or tracking beam or something. Yeah.
It's slowing something down mechanically that's not supposed to be slowed down in that way.
Mm. I don't know who I'm following at this point.
Can't break it anymore, unfortunately.
But I'm following somebody. Whoever's flying the infused latinum, I'm following you.
That would be for us, probably.
Oh my gosh, my microphone was mic.
All right, who's up for this one? Mar Hawkman, since we bumped you out a little. Hold on, I was going to offer Mar Hawkman first. Are you going to join us, Mar Hawkman? I'll get you guys.
And while we do that, I'm going to go out
Somebody's
to
following me.
He said he was following you.
Well, he's not very fast for following me.
I can't turn very fast, but I can. If it's a straightaway, I can catch up to you.
Okay.
I mean, this ship specifically has a sector speed bonus built into it, so.
Folks, I'm kicking you for a sec. I'm going to go private on this one.
Okay.
Nothing personal.
Now that I'm on turn radius, I'm closing in pretty quick.
Alright, I'm leaving the team then, since I
Okay.
hit the accept because I'm not transferring.
Alrighty. I'll reteam everybody.
Yeah, your turn radius just... I can't.
I'm at full speed and turning pretty easily.
I'm at full speed, though.
Okay, so we've got Darkthorn, Marhawkman, Frost, me, and Duffy. The other Duffy. Is that right with everybody?
Sure.
Yeah.
And Hive Onslaught?
Yep.
Is everyone ready? Got everything equipped?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
All set.
Hive Onslaught advanced. Task force assembled. Thank you, Abda. Appreciate the donation. We're getting close there. We're at like 60%. We still have 2 weeks to go. Dark Thong, yes. That's part of the story we don't talk about.
What?
I misspoke and said Dark Thong as opposed to Dark Thorn.
Yeah. Yeah, you found out about my secret life.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to know, dude.
Yeah,
I don't wanna
TMI,
know.
dude.
No. Nightmares. Nightmares.
That's why I sent it to you in a PM, Mom. To not bring that up in chat. But, you know.
Yeah, but bear in mind my PM shows up right on the screen so everybody can see it.
Yeah.
But it's tiny.
It is tiny, and we put the icon over it for the moment. All right, let's see if we can not quite embarrass ourselves as horribly as we did last time.
All right.
Still not my greatest ship build, but it should be more fun.
Yep, we should be all right. I'm running on 3 times as much hull points as I was in the last time we did this. At least. Right leg.
Ow! That's not very nice. Stop shooting me.
The sheer rate at which loot is popping up tells me we are doing much better.
Well, yeah.
I can solo attack cubes with this ship, so yeah, we're doing a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get bubbled if any of the Liberate Org systems really. I want to get their build to the point where they could mostly solo a normal board depot.
Bright light.
Ouch!
If I can get there, I'll be happy.
Sending you some love there, Frost.
I appreciate it. I didn't really need it, but I do appreciate it.
I wasn't sure. Better when the team's stronger.
Yeah, my shields are set up so when I get critically hit, I get all the health back almost immediately.
Oh. What did you say?
Well, after this is over, I'll tell you what I did.
Oh, I won't remember. I'll jot it down to, hey, this is a cool thing I can know how to do eventually. And then I gotta find a character to use it with. I try not to use all of the combat and survival tricks on one character if I can get away with it. That way, no matter how good the build is, I'm still in danger of death.
That's how we're supposed to do it.
Oh, it goes, guys. I'm saving the plasma storms and all the other evil for
The Queen.
Mama Queen.
I see everybody wants to be home.
Oh, I'm still on this.
He melted.
Join us. Become one with us.
So remember, we had 20 minutes to kill her.
I don't know. I might.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Stop shooting me.
Oh.
He's not very nice. Okay, she's done. It doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
It's over.
Oh, I got killed.
Mom, you're not allowed to do that.
I got too close. It's my own darn fault.
How many times do I have to tell you, do not hug the queen?
Oh, you mean like I'm kind of doing?
That wasn't.
That was better. Admiral Fong. Thank you, Larina. Perfect name.
Red eye of death from. I love that grab well.
It's got 2 plasma storms. It's got like 8 grab wells.
Picky, picky. Eat that puny former queen. Very good.
Did it hurt? I hope. Did that hurt? I hope that hurt. Well, since there's time-space dilation, I hope that hurts for eternity.
Well, did alright with that one for power math. I'm still trying to get this build to break 300k hit points by the end of a match.
I need to do more to up the guy down on my hull at one point. It's like, I have to actually hit heals now.
Yeah.
Dare they?
Okay. So, as far as my ship is going, the...
Okay, so you said when they land a critical hit, you get a bunch of health back, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to find exactly what I'm using to do that.
Well, before you dig it too deep, is there a way to promote the enemy landing critical hits on you?
No, not that I know of.
Not specifically, but you can, draw aggro to get more hits on you.
With that trait, critical heals also count. So if you critically heal yourself, it'll count.
Does that count for pets that heal you?
I don't know about pets.
Okay. Because the wingmen have a healing effect. I think a Yellowstone runabout has a whole healing effect. That can stack,
Yeah.
Like, I like the idea of that ability. I want to bend a build around it.
I would predict if the pet comes out of a console, probably not.
Well, the pet that I know of that heals, I think, is a Yellowstone something or other hanger pet.
Yellowstone runabouts.
Yeah. I think they heal.
If they use it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the theory. That's the question. If they use it.
But if I put them on to defending me, they should be using their defensive / healing abilities more often.
Not necessarily, because the AI on those ones were flawed.
Weird.
I need to get 15 million on this character and then a lot of dialithine for psychological warfare.
15 million what?
EC.
What do you need 15 million EC for?
Psychological warfare.
I can go to ESD and give you a
Hold
couple
on.
million.
Hold on.
It's 15 million.
Yeah, good trade.
Okay, if you want
Hold
to
on.
come over to me, I can help you out with that.
Hold on.
Okay.
I have a car. I have a Jemadar next to me, looking very impressive in green gear. Well, I know that ups my control points, which makes those grav wells even more evil.
Yeah, psychological warfare is 20% bonus control ability effectiveness.
I got one. Hang on.
Thank you.
So I have nanite repair matrix, which automatic hull heal. And I have.
Is that the trait we just got from that story mission?
Yes, that is one of them. That is really
Okay.
quite helpful. Where in the hell is the other one? Why is Hamilton in my head?
I have no clue.
Alright, I need to swap over to Bubbles. She needs more love.
Psychological warfare is now appropriately on a Cardassian.
That is appropriate.
This is something that I think is fairly rare out there because I haven't seen it very much at all on the exchange or anything. Look for fragment of AI tech.
Yes.
Ooh. That is something I don't see in builds anywhere, and it's an incredibly good ability. It does plus 25% energy weapon damage based on control expertise. Max 30% at 300 control expertise. And it gives you 50 starship control expertise on its own.
Okay, the trait that boosts energy weapon based on, you said APG?
Yeah.
Is there something like that for torpedoes?
On control, what?
Is there something like that for torpedoes? Because I've got a science character I'm building that's controlling EPG.
I'm sure there is, but this character doesn't have it. He's
if there is, I don't know it.
Hey, Layrina's out there. Layrina, any chance you know that answer?
So I'm trying to build a space wizard, so I know torpedoes are best for the energy dispersion for your systems because they don't take weapon power. So if there's a bonus to where my science abilities can heavily bonus my torpedoes, that helps. I'm tempted to make another Twitch to make sure that Mom can hit that live song goal.
We still got 14 days.
We'll get there.
Okay, fragment of AI tech. Improves control expertise, improves energy weapon damage based on control expertise. Maximum 30% at 300 control expertise. So that's basically it, yeah.
And control affects grav wells, tractor beams, and those kind of things, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Perfect.
Which is why I wanted that psychological warfare on.
The Beather Witch will be a wonderful ship to fly against.
Why do I have my Cilia?
Oh, I still gotta get the Maquis Raider for that tornado thingy. God dang it.
Thank you, Pi.
See,
I gotta be out of space to see what my control expertise is right now.
Probably that's the upside of it being your fault all the time. That also means that things are your fault.
Yeah.
Now we got to draw the line somewhere.
Nope. I have spoken.
Too bad this isn't the Star Wars universe. Or is it?
If you follow comics, you could do the 6 degrees of separation where there are technically comic version proof that Star Trek and Star Wars are in the same universe.
Yeah, but why would you
Because
want
of the
to?
crossovers.
That just seems silly.
Yeah, but why would you want to do that? You know, that's just.
I mean, one is kind of high seas adventure. The other one's kind of medieval fantasy when you think about it.
Right, and they're both literally a galaxy away from each other.
And one happened a long, long time ago.
Right, but we don't know where the present is that refers to as a long, long time ago.
What is present? Now we're getting into philosophy.
Well, you find out about presents next month.
Oh, always an excuse.
All I know is it's a long road from getting from there to here.
Yeah.
Okay, right now my control on this character is 356.
Alright.
Nice.
Not bad at all.
Are you using energy weapons? No.
I have a single energy weapon.
Then don't bother with the fragment. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's more so I can get cooldown on my neutronic torpedoes.
Alright. My control is 189 for this character.
Isn't it?
That's not very high.
Let's see. This character is young enough to not have any tier 1 reputations.
That's pretty young.
Yeah. So
you're allowed.
So you've got some room to grow.
A little bit.
Yeah.
No, right now I just changed
Just
my power.
once.
My aux power now is at 130.
Jeez. Star Wars Galaxy got assimilated by the Borg.
So this is something I'm trying to figure out. I took off. Where is it? I just had it. I removed one thing I've been using for a very long time: particle feedback loop. That gives you 50 starship hull penetration. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Whenever you use an exotic damage, and I replaced it with checkmate. And checkmate is 30% projectile weapon damage for 15 seconds anytime you use a. So that's something good for you.
Yeah, you got all layers over here.
It's called checkmate. Exotic damage and projectile damage enhanced by controlled bridge officer abilities. When I use a bridge officer ability, it increases my projectile weapon damage for 15 seconds, and I get 30% exotic damage for 15 seconds.
Yes.
And I thought that would be a very good thing to use, but is it better, in somebody else's opinion, than particle feedback loop?
Well, obviously you have a different particle feedback loop than I have.
Well, my particle feedback loop is 50 plus 50 starship hull penetration.
He's talking particle feedback loop. You're thinking positive feedback loop.
Okay, yeah, okay.
How do I get both?
Well, they're...
Checkmate comes off of the Science Odyssey or the Legendary Odyssey. Don't know where the other one.
The Odyssey builds are already on my...
Yeah, I got the Science Odyssey. That's where I got it from. I got it from the Yorktown.
Well, I have on my Just for Shiggles build list to get both Tier 5 and Tier 6 Odyssey groupings and take all the consoles and put it on the Legendary Odyssey. And then
Legendary already comes with all the consoles.
But I think if you can mix the Tier 5, Tier 6, there's enough differences you might be able to squeeze extras.
It comes with all the consoles.
Okay, I didn't think that one came with 6 consoles. That's ridiculous.
It comes with all the Tier 6 consoles, not the Tier 5 consoles.
Okay, then you need Tier 5s. I got the Tier 5s.
So I need the Tier 5s. Got it.
Yep.
Which the Tier 5s aren't really
Tier 5, you get the saucer separation, which means when you separate that ship, the saucer actually, I believe, does grav wells, or is that the Galaxy?
If it can, the thing is, if it can take a saucer separation, I should be able to use whichever version of it. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The chevron says separation. It'll work on any of them. Once you have it, it's chevron separation on the Odyssey. But yeah.
The other one you may want to consider, Von Marcus, is weapon system synergy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That comes off the destroyer. Lifetime destroyer.
Which destroyer?
The lifetime destroyer. Sorry.
I have that.
I have that. I'll have to do that later. I gotta do the Odyssey on this guy, and I gotta do the destroyer.
Oh, this too needs a secondary deflector that has no resources. Son of a birch. Alright, add that to the list.
I do not have an extra one sitting on this character. I could craft you one if you need it.
I'll get it eventually. It's
Another really good one for you to use. Power. Pilfer Power gives you a plus 20% firing cycle haste for energy weapons for 10 seconds. And it increases your auxiliary weapon damage for 10 seconds. And lowers their auxiliary weapon damage.
Okay. Yeah.
Either you guys got quiet or I lost Discord again.
There.
Hey, well, welcome back.
Well, unfortunately, if something gets really bad, it's still going to spill over there, too.
That's true.
Eventually, yep.
Ah, God.
You're in Canada, right?
Yep.
So you live in America's hat.
I do.
Kiss hat. Wow.
Does that make Mexico America's beard?
Scraggly goatee, but short.
I thought they were supposed to be America's pants.
That's one messed up pair of pants.
I was about to say the shape is a little wrong. And if the size of Canada is hat, that makes America like just the head.
Okay,
you know?
fine. I can see that.
That's kind of the analogy we're going with.
Ooh, MDK Jack Wonder. Hi.
Hi, Jack Wonder.
Hi, Jack.
How
Freeze!
are you doing?
Okay. So, If Canada is the hat, America is the head, how do you explain Florida?
We don't talk about Florida. I live
Oh,
here
okay.
and we don't talk about it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Not like you're
Well, I know. I can explain it.
Is that
Florida-
America's zit?
Florida's the rat pit. Is the rat tail.
Oh, is that America's
There you
zit?
go. No. I like that one. The rat tail.
Yeah,
like
it's.
that.
I was gonna say, yeah.
That fits Florida man to a T.
Unfortunately, I think it does.
See, that's the thing is like I'm a Florida transplant, so it's not as bad, but it's still pretty bad.
Yeah.
For us, I got people who live out
Kind of worse, isn't it? Because
I got relatives who live in Panama City out there, so.
I got folks who live in Clearwater.
it's kind of worse because you chose to move there. I mean,
No, my wife chose to move me here.
you went with her. Like, come on.
I didn't have.
No,
I didn't
hold on,
exactly
hold
have
on.
a choice.
She doesn't really have a choice in that one. Let's be fair.
My wife bought the house with my money. It's not like I really had a choice to like be a part
Yeah,
of that or not.
he wanted to live out near me. It's.
I was planning on moving out there. It was before I knew him, but still, we were planning on moving out there.
Yeah.
Oh, not where he
less
is.
Than, what? We were going to be like less than what, 40 miles away from where he lives.
It's
Really?
about 30 miles away.
Yeah, I was going to move
Wow.
to Prescott.
Wow, really? That's
Really?
amazing.
Like I said, it was before I knew him, but I was
Now
planning on
he
moving out
won't get near me.
Yeah, really.
It's like I'm glad I'm in Florida.
Isn't there a Borg cutting
Dodge that
tractor beam from a lockbox or something?
there. What?
Isn't there a Borg cutting tractor beam from a lockbox or
Yeah.
something?
Yes.
Well, that goes back
Gotta make
ways.
sure that goes on this first.
So the multi-vector tractor beams is a nice one.
I have that one, and I think I can transfer it to this character who's going to be using it.
It's count once you do it, so you should.
Yeah.
I
With
tried it
me?
on. I tried it on this character not so long ago, on Kasiki, and so I hit him with the multi-vector tractor beam. Then I hit them immediately with the tractor beam repulsor.
Mm.
I don't. It messes up the game, so I wouldn't do it because it's like they rubber band back and forth.
Kind of like they do when you use the storm console off the Rycian weather ship. It just
Right.
gets thrown all over the place, which
Yeah.
which ruins the grav wells.
Oh yeah.
Well, the thing for this build is, like, it's a science build, so obviously grav wells, tractor beams,
Yeah.
standard science stuff. But I've got the graviton displacement beam, which sucks everything in front of my ship and just keeps it in front of me. And if I move multi-vector
Well,
tractor
ultimately.
beams on top of it, and then the regular tractor beam, I can have all three of those going, and then just drop a grav well when the graviton displacement beam runs out. Keep everybody together.
Yes, you could do that.
It's like a graviton blender. It just holds everybody right.
Yep.
Graviton blender, nicely phrased.
I actually did that when I was first using the Hestia, because it has the Firebringer is its ultimate ability. So I'd use the graviton beam to get everybody in front of me. I'd use the multi-vector tractor beam to keep him there, and then I'd use the Firebringer to grab a whole bunch of people. It didn't do very much damage, so I was very disappointed with it.
I like to hit them with the gravity well, get them in front, or use that blender. And then I got some, I don't remember what it was called, something with it. But I'm also liking that asteroid, that tethered asteroid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I like
very
that.
much.
It's hard to aim it properly, but
Well, when I'm going from one transponder to the other, like on conduit, going across.
Yeah, it's perfect use for it right there.
Drag out.
I find it's really handy when you're doing anything with the like probes, because it'll just pull them around behind you, and you can kind of move them into position, and let everybody else kill them.
So, what's Mom's plan for tonight?
Mom's plan for tonight. After I talk to Frost, I actually have to do some homework. So
homework.
yeah, I decided to do another class.
I gotta work on your graphic stuff.
And I will order up a cable while I'm doing all this stuff.
You should have your
And pick it up tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the guy Cat 6 is where you are from what I looked at, but I could be wrong. Or the Cat 7s, I should say.
I can't see the Cat 7s, but I'll take a look. And
But even then, $10 for a 6 to tie you over to something better.
yeah, well, it was only like $16 for a 7. And if I do it on Amazon, it'll be here Thursday afternoon, so.
Yeah.
Hey, that works.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Problem is, if I go Cat 7, which would be great, I need more internet, and then I have to go underneath the house and actually run the wire again. So. Done it before. We'll do it again. I made a living doing that. So.
Yeah, I'm dreading when I have to run the Ethernet back through this house. Thankfully, it was already pre-run when we moved in.
Oh, that's nice.
So I just had to double check that it was still working and in good order.
Of course, then the weak link then becomes a shielded cable going to the antenna outside. So.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could do this, but it just starts adding up. Oh
yeah.
Because then I get Cat 7 shielded underground cable because there's enough stuff here that chews on things.
Yeah.
We have one more space mission in us.
Say that again?
Yeah. We can do another space mission.
Yeah, we can. Let me kill a few more Voth ships here, and then we can do that.
So I need all sorts of marks, so it's really whatever kind of marks you guys need.
Well, figure out what you'd like to do, and let's do it.
Yeah.
No, I literally need all kinds of marks.
Well, since you're the one who asked, why don't you pick out one that you would like to do?
Yeah.
Alright,
Next thing up here over the next couple of days, I'll do a couple runs to get the tier 5 on the legendary Odyssey, and that'll give me a nice trait.
If you guys are inviting, I'll join.
Okay.
If you have a full team, that's okay.
Well, let's see what we got.
Makes no, never mind.
Other than the Borg ship engine shield set, because I need it for visuals, what rep set would be good for a Space Wizard?
A multitude of many.
Yeah.
Right now,
Iconian is a nice default.
I got a gamma deflector, a gamma impulse engine, temporal core, temporal shield. So it's
okay. So it's going to be a mix and match, not a go get that set. Okay.
Well, you can go get that set for like Iconian, but you can also do a mix and match.
Yeah.
A lot of two pieces, probably.
Yeah, Temporal's really good. If you have the Revolutionary set, that's actually really good.
Which piece is the Revolutionary set? Because I do have access.
I'm using all 4 pieces.
Oh, I might go with the. So, I mean, you were saying all 4 pieces weren't that good before, so.
Well, the clicky isn't good, but the stats add up, like work out.
Yeah. I can always upgrade those and put them in as well.
Okay.
I mean, you can always do the 4-piece and just never click the rift thing, but
I can take it off there because. Yeah. Though the thing does work on big stationary targets.
I've used it in the Badlands before with the stations, and it's if you can aim it right, you're good.
I've aimed it right on the red alert set because Jada's using it right now, and it's like, and you hit the thing on the toothbrush holder, as Mom calls it, and you just watch it melt.
Hey,
it's rather pretty.
Can I interrupt for a sec?
Sure.
No.
Lord Sepulchre was asking thoughts about getting a Nandy for a Psi captain. I mean, I like the Nandy. I just don't know about
Not
it
for science. I mean, if you want to like do high science, it's really not going to help you out them.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't really add anything for science.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem. There isn't a secondary deflector. It's not a high science build. You do get it commander science, but it isn't all that complementary for science.
What's a Nandy?
It's not a bad ship. The Nandy, it's the Ferengi.
It's a nice ship, but there's nothing that would make it a Psi build.
There is a fleet version of Jem'Hadar carrier. I didn't know that.
With a supply carrier,
Okay, who wanted to do a mission, and what did you want to do? And did you want to do Federation or KDF?
Federation, something for Marks, and it looks like either Iconian Temporal or Borg missions.
Well, it's up to you.
People tell me for gear. I don't have my D4 stable. I forget what TFOs are temporal. We don't want to do Procyon. You guys are doing that lately.
Did Procyon yesterday.
Yeah. I don't know. Any good Space Borg mission will work.
Space Borg?
I gotta get used to flying a Space Wizard anyway.
Okay. We can redo Hive Onslaught, though we have defended our honor with that one quite well.
I gotta sell some stuff off, and I just put the Revolutionary set on the Cardassian. Which makes me go for Cardassia even more.
Kittimer Vortex?
That works.
Give me a moment here to sell a few things off, and then we can see what sort of...
who's the one that was asking about science ships?
That would be Lord Sepulchre.
Is he trying to do a Space Wizard build?
I don't know. What are you trying to do with your build, Lord Sepulchre? He's in chat.
Okay. He has 107 epic prize tokens on
Tribble.
Oh, okay. That's not quite the same thing, but
yeah, but he can practice with stuff over there and see what it's going to do.
Yeah, he can test whatever he needs.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I was asking is specific ships that get the tier 5 masteries on. That's really going to help you with the T6 Vesta, huh? Not directly tied to Starfleet. Okay.
T6 Vest is actually a pretty good science ship.
Mm-hmm.
It is a good science ship, yeah.
Yeah, but you could always say that your tune stole it. So I mean, you could just use storyline to get around that one.
That's kind of what I'm saying as far as my Cardassian being an Intrepid. Actually, I don't say we stole it.
Let me retry this, everybody, because we're going to go with a private team here. Okay.
No problem. It is still for Cardassia.
Because, I mean, one of the ships I enjoyed using quite a bit was the Tholian Ectomi. It's a lot of fun to fly.
It actually was.
Yeah.
That's an expensive ship, though, isn't it?
It is. It's a very expensive ship, but it has a really good trade on it, so that's why.
I'm still looking at 2 very expensive ships for my Klacken build, so...
Hey, Dante, I just sent you an invitation for a private team, so if you want to say yes.
The Ictomi is not a... The reason I was mentioning it is because the Ictomi is not a Federation ship. It does have a secondary deflector. It does have a Commander Science slot, so that's going to give you most of the things you need in order to do some really good things with it. Enterprise and Ingenuity set from the store on Nandy. I mean, it's your ship. It like I said, the Nandy does have a commander slot, but in order to do proficient damage with a science ship, it always helps to have a secondary deflector, and the Nandy just doesn't have one.
So you guys ready for Kittimer Vortex?
I'm ready.
Yep.
I'm not actually paying attention.
That's okay.
So you guys can run without me.
When do you pay attention?
That's a good point.
Tuesdays.
Next
Wait,
Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Oh, next Tuesday.
I was so sure today was Wednesday. I was looking at Amazon going, wow, they can get me that cable by tomorrow. No, guess not.
No, not quite.
They can get it to me by yesterday.
Yeah.
That's right. Amazon's delivery estimations have been off lately.
Oh, yeah.
I have an actual an Amazon commissary here. It still takes 4 days and longer to get stuff to me. I mean, I could throw a rock and hit it, and it still takes forever.
I ordered a Stream Deck 2 days ago. They told me it wouldn't be here till December 27th. It arrived this afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
My power supply for the new rig wasn't supposed to arrive until tomorrow. I got it last Thursday. The motherboard, processor, and RAM were supposed to be here Monday at the earliest. But it's currently been readjusted towards Thursday.
They lost it.
Yeah, I don't think they really know what they're doing.
They're processing so many orders.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But nothing else I ordered from them has had an issue getting here. It's just the time difference, and I'm alright with that.
It's because they run it off of AWS, and that's a system. And in case anybody doesn't know, Amazon owns AWS. Just making fun of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright.
Okay. It's just a cube. We can take out a cube. Yeah,
Just
Lord
a
Sepulchre,
cube,
we're not DPS fiends, though if you want to work on it, we'll be happy to play with that. But everybody should enjoy the game.
Sepulchre, there are groups out there that won't let you even be part of them unless you can clear 140k DPS.
Yeah.
It's not, the point of the game is not to compete with other people. The point of the game is to have fun.
Yeah. As long as it's fun, it's fun.
I have a slide here.
I mean, like I said, my ship does disastrous amounts of damage, but I never clear more than 60k in a hit. I wouldn't fit under those conditions, and I can't think of anything else to do with my ship right now to make it more powerful. But I'm happy with it. As long as you're happy with your ship, that's the important thing. And we're not going to tell you what the best version of what makes you happy is. That's up to you.
Yep.
But we'll help you figure it out.
Say, hey, I'm aiming for this one thing to be as high as possible. I'll figure out how to do it. But the rest of the ship is not going to be good.
In your 7 years of playing this game, this happens to me a lot, and they say I'm a completionist. Well, again, it's up to you. If you want to go for whatever is next, that's what drives you, that's what motivates you. But if your goal is to simply do something to have fun and hang out with other people, then do that. We're here to help you. We're happy to do whatever it is that you want to do. And if I'm on whatever, you can wrangle me into doing whatever you want to do. I mean, that's what Wolfcat does every time. So I mean, everybody else should be able to. I mean, this was what, last week. I was just online doing my my endeavors. She sends me an invite. It's like, she's not even on Discord. She sends me an invite. I end up running 6 patrols with her. And it's like, she still hasn't said a word to me.
I've never played the game this close.
Oh, Wolfcat likes to torture me for reasons I still haven't figured out.
Because you let her.
That's right, because I let her. I have problems saying no to her.
Yeah, on one hand, I kind of want the girlfriend to get into the game so we had something in common to run with. On the other hand, I know that anytime she logs on, alright, I gotta go help so-and-so.
And she'll have better DPS than you.
Oh yeah, she'll be kicking my butt in no time.
You're Dreadnought, but that's an interesting idea.
No, see, Pi didn't really cover. Like, we don't have people all over the world. We have people all over the different branches of reality that we seem to be attached to.
Yeah, because we include Narnia in our world.
Yeah, Narnia and Canada. And neither of those places exist. So I mean, you got to take that in with a grain of salt.
Okay,
what is your
canceling
logic?
fucking frost.
What is your logic that Canada doesn't exist? Is it because you've never been there?
I've been to Canada actually quite a few times.
Then it does exist.
I lived in London for.
Because you can't get to a place that doesn't exist.
And the funny part is they let you back in.
I know that's. I don't know why that happened. I think
As
somebody.
long as you don't bring your guns, we don't care.
Okay.
Just so quick.
I brought
Seriously.
swords. Does that count?
Nope.
So as long as you don't kill anyone with them, sure.
Oh, somebody else.
I love my time in Canada.
Laser. I love that.
And that's why I make fun of them, is because I love my time there.
Little blender.
I'm sorry you lived in London, though. Seriously.
Well, I didn't. At the time, I was working at University of Ontario. Where else was I going to live?
Used the graviton displacer, and then I was stirring them up and then hitting them with deconstructive resin.
Ah.
Well, that sounds like an something that the janitor that comes up after you isn't going to enjoy.
It gives them tons of kinetic damage.
Yeah, I wanted to use that graviton ray with the bow weaponry because the Lobby set, you get that second chain, and between fire at will and cannon scatter volley, I should be able to wreck face with anybody in front of me.
Yeah, I wish that they'd bring back the Foundry, because I've got a really good idea if I.
Well, it's not coming back, most likely.
I know. And I blame Canada.
You go right ahead. I will say, I personally do not miss the Foundry.
I enjoyed so many of the missions there.
Canada and Denmark have a dispute over.
Canada and Denmark have a dispute over part of Greenland.
Okay.
One island in Greenland.
Yeah, there's an island involved, and I think the entire quote-unquote war is something like the opposing military lands, plants their flag, leaves a bottle of their booze, and then it goes back and forth.
Yeah. So that's happened 18 times in the last 30 years.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's the most passive-aggressive war of all time.
It's the best war of all time. I mean, come on, how do I get assigned to that war?
There's a downside, though. You have to live in the Arctic.
Ooh.
Sure.
Yeah, no.
Come on, Mom. You live in Indianapolis. It's almost the same
That's
thing.
a place I don't want to
go.
You know, if they've got good internet and I've only got to go out every so often. No.
It's no, up there's no such thing as internet. It's like literally dog sled.
Well, let's wait for Starlink to finish booting up.
Starlink is in 2024, so yeah, you're right.
Cool.
Because I've heard some of the
anywhere in the
people
world,
have
that's
done some of the beta testing that has happened with it has been good so far.
Yeah, they got this place. There's a place out in the Outback that they tested it. They were getting something like 93 gigabits per second.
Jeez.
From a satellite.
And that's with, I think, a third of the planned network up and running.
Now the question is, though, how's the lag going to be?
Well, it should be actually pretty good because it's going to... From the way it's been explained to me, they're going to be the same technologies that the military uses. And the military has 0.03 milliseconds of lag.
Oh, then, yeah, Starlink's the way to go, especially if it's cost-effective.
Yeah.
I don't know what the cost will be either.
Is kind of iffy because most people will be transferring over to them so they'll make their money back. But the implementation itself, even though it's going to come out in 2020, generally available until 2026. Because there's going to be such a slow rollout because they don't want... I mean, they can't exactly go back up there and fix it anytime soon.
Right. Changes to the actual server infrastructure and connection infrastructure is going to be a little slow because,
And the other problem is your average satellite is only about 30 cubic centimeters in diameter.
Yeah.
not a lot you can do to fix that if it breaks.
Yeah.
But they are being able to be launched in bulk enough that it's not a problem to replace a satellite as they keep launching the next series up there. An extra little block or two satellite won't break the bank for them.
Of course, what Elon Musk is saying is that by 2028 there won't be anybody on your Earth that is using ground-based communications. It just won't be cost-effective.
That I believe. Well, I'm going to log off, everybody. I need to talk to Frost here, and then I have to do some class stuff. So, on behalf of the Darkmom Consortium, I want to thank everyone who joined us this evening. We will be back this Thursday, maybe tomorrow, but I think DT and I are going to be setting up and testing out the new overlays and stuff like that, so we may be on if you want to just jump in and chat and watch us get stuff set up. And Pie's going to go raid Jim Racer, so everybody hang on, go over and raid Jim Racer and say hi. So, have a great night, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Pie, raid 'em.